Ah, hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Everyone's having a good day. I don't think I did a tweet. Should probably do that. Let me do that. Let's see. How do I want to word this? Off with that. Cliffhanger. See where it goes this time. I'll just do the same thing bit roughly that I did before. Continuing Honkai Impact third story chapter. Chapter 38. Part 1. Let's hope it's not too emotional yet. And where's the laughy smiley? VTuber and VTuber. Twitch.tv/Raring and Sweet. There we go. Yes, and thank you for the hydrate and posture check, Mo. Appreciate you. Yeah, it feels like forever since we've done Honkai. We basically have just been doing story. And the last event that they released, for one, I just didn't have time for, and I was sick last week. And I've been told that it might make sense to do this after the chapter anyway. So we'll see. I'll probably start doing the event next week. I think there's still like 2-3 weeks for it anyways. So it should be fine. Oh, hello, Nico. Oh, we're doing it again. Thank you for the hydrate and posture check. While I wait for this to load. Do those early? I literally did it like 30 seconds before you got in here. Because Merle did it as the stream came up. But, hey, double. Likely trigger Shara. You guys seem to enjoy doing that. I see. The audio is not being caught. Let me switch audio. Okay. And stop my music. One sec, let me also that. Yes, we're doing that today. Not phase 2. We're doing phase 1. Close. Let me fetch the window. Let's see if we can sprint through some dailies. Yes. Alright, let's go. Oh my gosh. And I guess it's safe to claim this now. I was saving it. I wanted to save the first one too, but I was stupid and claimed it. Just to make sure I have stamina for today. But there's okay, you know what? Let's do mine and see if there's something worth picking. Why not this one? Hey! Something I actually care to get. But yeah, we'll see how much of the story we get done and what all I end up seeing. I'm assuming we're only going to be doing part 1 today, and we'll probably do part 2 and part 3 next week, assuming part 3 isn't very long. We'll see, but I am excited to see what is going to happen. Especially because last chapter was one of those rare chapters. Oops, I forgot to do this one. Last chapter was one of those rare ones where it's like, oh, it's a happy ending. Right? It was a very abrupt ending, but it was a happy ending. So I'm worried about this chapter. Because I feel like if they gave us a happy ending last time, they're not gonna go gentle this time. That. Clean all this. Dropped a bit of a bombshell. I feel like that's usually the chapter. Like, that's usually how the chapters work, right? I feel like for the last, year and a half, 2 years, the way they've been structuring chapters has been part 1 is usually the longest, and it's tons and tons of lore and, like, context. Sometimes there's emotional stuff, sometimes there's not, but there's a lot of details to pay attention to in part 1. Part 2, something big happens, and then there's just a finale in part 3. That's usually how it's been for quite a bit now. But we'll see how that goes today. Do you know how many missions part 1 is? I have 31 saved up. I'm assuming it's going to take me at least an hour to go through the first bit of it, so I have enough for 4 missions, I'm sure. I think I've already gotten all the weekly shop stuff. The wrong one. 5 missions? Okay. So assuming the first 4 take me 2 hours, I don't have to get any extra, but we'll see what happens. This chapter's been pretty good about just kicking you out to the map after every mission, though. Previous chapters, it would just chain the missions together, but this, at least last chapter, it was kind of like you do a mission, go back to the map, it takes you where you're going to be going on the map, and then you do it. But then again, we were in 2 groups last time, now we're in 1 group. Or 1 group and Senti. There's no mapping this time? Oh boy. So I think I will grab just a little bit. I will grab 9. I have like unlimited freaking stamina anyway. But I'll do that. Is there anything else I need to do? I'm gonna have to do this at some point, but I don't feel like it right now. And again, I haven't touched this event, so I'll have to do that at some point. 18 days. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure like 10 days would be enough time, so long as I do it every day. And I'll probably start it sometime in the middle of next week. We'll see. Oh, and I got a drop. Right, I haven't played Honkai yet this month, have I? Haven't streamed it, so... If you haven't gotten the drops yet, enjoy your drops. More immersive, yeah. It depends on the chapter, though. When it came to last chapter, where we were in 2 groups, I kind of liked going back to the map. Because to me, that was more immersive, because you knew that the people were separated. It was almost like you're focusing on a story, and then it zoomed out of the story. Here's the world map. Go to the next part of the world map. Zoom into the next one. That's kind of what it felt like to me. I've seen games that literally do that, right? Like they zoom out, go to the next part, zoom in, and it's just immediately chained together and it's automatic. I guess they could have done that, but... Might have to screen share or something for the 100% scene. How much does it take to finish it? Do you really think I couldn't finish it in like 2 weeks? In like 10 to 14 days? Because I'm thinking I might stream Honkai either, again, like Monday or Tuesday when part 3 comes out. I'll probably stream part 2 and maybe continue. 14, 15 days? So that would mean I'd have to start the event like Wednesday on the latest to get the full event. Okay. It's good to know. Again, I've said this in Discord, I don't know if I said it on stream, but my family's gone on vacation, so I don't care if I stream full days and exhaust the hell out of myself. I can sleep in if I need to. So, there's a good chance... I don't know about Monday, we'll see. But Tuesday or Wednesday, I don't mind if I like stream in the afternoon and I just stream all the way to the end of Raid at like midnight. I've done it before, and I'm kind of used to the 2 fights we're doing right now, so... But, let's see. It's gonna automatically do something, or is it still gonna be the map and I gotta click on it? Whoop. Oh yay, more daily stuff. I haven't been doing that. Light the eternal fire for this. That's kind of sketchy. I don't like that they put that there. Because I feel like that is a big spoiler. Especially if that's a friggin' part 2 message. But I haven't even clicked on this since the end of last patch, so... Aw, that's cute. Haven't seen that one. But yeah, I'm gonna have to work through this. I haven't been keeping up. I haven't been doing the side content stuff. But now that the game has given me a minor spoiler, and I can kind of see the direction that stuff is going. Fuck you too, Hoyoverse. Time to actually do the story. Hello, Salem. Welcome, welcome. Didn't miss anything, just getting started. Oh. My arm is stiff. But I guess we'll see. Volume seems very low. Do I have the music volume at? Seems about right. Frickin' CG volume. Let me put that to 80. The last time I watched a CG at 100, it friggin' blew eardrums. Once I'm not late. Hey! Oh, you know what? I might have put down the master volume. That might be why stuff seems quiet. I'm gonna put this up Tiny bit. Hopefully not too loud, but we'll see. Ooh. But yeah, still at part 1, so anyone who's finished this, gotten to part 2, no spoilers, please. I saw the quote that the friggin' chapter shoved in my face when I clicked on this for the first time, and that was a bit of a spoiler. But Hoyoverse, am I right? They're so good at not spoiling their own game, right? They totally don't spoil it in every trailer and everything they do. I have not seen the trailer for this patch. I'm gonna watch it after we finish the chapter next week. But I mean, I kind of could have predicted the minor spoiler that they threw up, but it's anyway. Let's see. I should be fine. I'm sure it's going to take me more than an hour to do the first 4. But let's see. She heard a subtle sound, as if someone had stepped onto solid ground. Someone was breathing deeply, presumably nervously, before her. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I've been blacklisting a lot of people on YouTube too. Like, it blows my mind that a lot of the content creators that will yell at their chat for spoiling them or trying to spoil them will actively put major spoilers in their thumbnails and titles of videos, and they don't see a problem with it. And if you call them out on it, they'll probably blacklist you and block you. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, there's been so many instances of that that's just driven me crazy. I can assume this is just continuing from the end of the last one. Zele and Veliona touched hands and found each other. We got a cute little cinematic of 2 butterflies flying together. I'm assuming this is the 2 of them reunited. After a few seconds of silence, they had returned to the all-too-familiar mind room. Oh. See, this is how you do a non-spoilery image. This was the art for part 1. Right? And like, it's the first cutscene we see in the story. Thank you, Hoyoverse. That's what you're supposed to do. The amount of times that they've made the art for the part 1, like the last thing you see in part 1, it's like, well, shit, now I've been spoiled. I know what's gonna happen. Especially like chapter 34, 35 was really bad for that. They were like shoving spoilers in our face. But the instant she saw the person she had been searching for, she couldn't contain her excitement and instinctively reached out to her. Are they not even going to color the names? Are they going to make this confusing for us? Yeah, like that's the thing. Pick an image that doesn't show anything. Like this doesn't really show anything, especially after the end of the last chapter. We knew this was coming. Finally, I finally see you. Yeah, we finally met, Sailor. Ah, did I cut something off? God damn it. Looking at the elated girl in front of her, she didn't make the usual sarcastic remarks, but instead relaxed herself to feel the warmth that she finally regained. Yeah. It's funny because usually she tries to be a badass and hide her feeling, but being separated for a while, now she's just like, nah, I'm happy. No words. They don't need them. They're both just happy. Speaking of which, is this the longest time we've been apart? It's more like the only time, because even at the time on the moon, I could sense you. That doesn't matter anymore, because we've met. It's a bit weird wording, but it must be a good start. Pretty sure you're the only person alive who can laugh at this moment. This is what I'm thinking. Don't you agree with me? I don't think you're wrong, but I do think you look at things too positively. Hey, sometimes you gotta look at things positively. Hurts to look at things negatively. Something that's happened once is no miracle, huh? Right, how are you feeling now? You're in the so-called underworld. I mean, what can happen to me? Or do you actually think I could die in this stupid place? Must have imagined terrible things if you're hugging me so tightly. Sorry. You're gonna go back to a normal, just models on either side? Girl immediately let go of her. Yep. Why are you... Belly's like, don't let go. I didn't complain, I liked it. Oh my gosh. Hmm? Nothing. Let's get down to business. Aw, Belly was like, I liked the hug. The two girls further exchanged the situation of the country of Iron Sand and Salt Snow Holy City, and the encounters in their journeys. Wait. Combine the information you provided, and Professor Rock's surmise. Isn't this all still the work of Hare? Tilly shook her head lightly. Compared to the planner, Miss Dawn's more like an executor, or even a spectator. From start to finish, she's never shown us true hostility. Her actions tend to either be a test or guidance. This also applies to her friend Prometheus. As for what those ambiguous actions stand for, I think they may have something to do with Miss Dawn's saving the underworld. No reason for her to toss us here from the real world. Haven't we seen enough scums that claim to be selfless just in Siberia? Besides, the residents of Iron Sand are all dead. Wisps are everywhere. They yap about how the sage will give them new life, but we've been through what happened at Colliston. Does the answer that Otto arrived at after 500 years of searching have anything to do with the general understanding of revival? No, because what Otto did wasn't revive, right? Otto didn't revive someone. He failed to find a way to revive people. What Otto did was he literally just created an alternate reality where someone didn't die. Very different from bringing someone back to life. But he also did say that you can't bring back the pieces of a mind, but we have a bunch of living minds in the underworld. So in theory, you find vessels for them and they can come back to life. Based on Otto's theory. Because we know that's how he lived for 500 years, is he just made himself a bunch of extra bodies so that he could just switch body whenever one was dying. Yeah, the key piece is the soul is gone, but if they still have the souls, they can create new bodies for them in theory. As far as we know, when it comes to revival, the closest thing to reviving someone is what the Hersher of Death is supposed to be able to do. And if I remember it correctly from the small bits of lore we've gotten from it, the Hersher of Death doesn't actually revive people like their actual soul if it's gone. It recreates their soul from memories of someone who knew them extremely well. Which is how Siren was able to sort of revive her friends. Because she was so close with them that she basically recreated them. But again, that doesn't matter here, I guess, because we apparently have a bunch of souls in the underworld. Yeah. Well, like I said, Siren said it's impossible to actually bring a soul back. Right? She understood that the people she revived weren't actually her friends, right? They were basically copies, made from her memories. Even a kid knows that death can't be brought back to life. The two people you mentioned, one is an idea and one is an AI. They know this better. Unless they want to pull something else, like reviving a soul in a borrowed body. Bingo, that's what we just talked about. The souls still exist, so they need a new body. I don't think so. Anyway, Miss Deln isn't as bad as we make her out to be, or she wouldn't have guided us to the border village and Salt Snow Holy City. Are you saying she foresaw our reunion now? Cut it out. This is the second time she's taken advantage of us. You really need to be more cautious. I'll listen to you. Then again, why didn't Susanna go back? She was showing signs of being kicked back to the real world by the Sea of Quanta. I'm guessing Hare thwarted the process when it was so close to completion. It should be the reason that we ultimately entered different bubble universes. We don't have proof to say this is connected to Hare's actions. Yeah, because as far as we know too, right? Technically, the Siren we know in Honkai Impact story, both the Hersher of the Void and Kiana, they aren't actually the Siren that passed away, right? The gem doesn't usually contain a soul. It usually just contains memories. It's possible that Siren did what Welt did because she saw Welt do it, but we haven't seen or heard any confirmation that she actually stored herself within the gem. So most likely the two versions of Siren we've seen in the story were just recreations from memory. Otherwise, it could only be the rules that Professor Rock mentioned. Dude, forget about these baseless things. Our priority is to meet up in reality as soon as possible. Professor Rock said if we can find an overlap between the two bubble universes, she might pass through it in some way and help us locate you. She did it, but what comes after that is the real problem. Salt Snow Holy City and Country of Iron Sand looked like the glass bulbs at both ends of an hourglass. If we want to enter another bubble universe, we must fight gravity to touch the sky of our worlds. Yeah, we saw that, the the moon is actually just a hole between the two worlds.
如果从岩雪圣城的高
Might
塔
be
入
easier
手，
to start
可
from
能
the
会轻
tower
松
in
一点。
Salt Snow Holy City.
不过，
But that's
那里
exactly
也
where
正
Mistel
好
and
是米斯特
Prometheus are
林
inviting
和
us
普罗
to.
米修斯极力邀请我们前往的地方。真是越来越麻烦。
This is getting more and more tiresome. I say we should... Is something about to happen?
不如
Why don't I... Are they losing connection again?
下
Yeah. Silly. Ellie.
夏，发生什么了？夏，你
Silly,
你在哪里？
where are you? It's crazy to think that of the two, like the light Sele seems like the innocent, cute one, but she's kind of become the strong one. Whereas Veliona, that always puts up a tough face, is honestly probably the most clingy, the most dependent. No response. Endless darkness. There was only a soul who had returned to lonely. Well, that's fucked up freaking writing. Thanks. Thanks for having that touching moment, and it's like, oh, by the way, Veliona's depressed now. Fuck you, Hoyoverse.
夏，你还好吧？
Yeah, are you okay?
我没
I'm
事。
fine. Sorry for
让大
making
家担
everyone
心
worry.
了。那就好。
That's really...
要不是
Susanna
苏珊娜
didn't
说
say
你有可
you
能
might
在和
be
另一位希尔
contacting
联
the other
络，
Sele, I
我
would
都
have
准备唱歌
sung
喊
to
醒
wake
你
you
了。
up.
关于这一点，苏珊娜说
About
的没
this,
错。
Susanna's right.
可就在刚
But just
才，
now, something
有
invisible
什么无
poured
形
into
的
the
东
room
西
where we were
突然涌入
communicating.
了我们交流的房间。再然后，
Then Sele went into a
希尔就
panic,
陷
and
入
no
了一种
matter
恐慌
how
的
much
状
I
态。
called to her, she ignored
无
me,
论我怎么呼唤
as
她，
if I had
她都没
vanished
有
right
理
in
会
front。of her. Oh!
就像
So
我
she
突然
could
从她
still
面
see
前
her,
消失
but
了
not
一
the other
样。
way around.
我明
Oh,
白
I
了。
know. Something like a
有什么
one-way
像
mirror
戴
was
上透视
between
镜
you
一
two.
样，横
The
亘
other
在你
Sele
们二
couldn't
人
see
之
you,
间，
but you could see
导致
her.
另一位希尔看不到你，你却能看到他。不过，连声音都能完
But a
全
mirror
判
that's
断，
totally
还不
soundproof
会
and
被人
can't be
察觉的镜
detected.
子，
Never heard of
我
it
倒是第一
before.
次听说。再怎么说，那也不可能是真的镜子呀。
No matter how you put it, it can't be a real mirror.
所以，我们这
So,
是又
we've
陷
come
入
to
了
the end
僵
of the
局
road
吗？
again. It's been a while since we've seen Vita, Jesus.
倒也不尽然，在联络
Not
中断
exactly.
之
Before
前，
communication
我和
cut
希
off,
尔已
Sele
经
and I
交
had
换了
already
自己获得
exchanged
的情
intel.
报，比方说，启
For
乐前辈的
example,
伙伴血
Hiro
根沃博
Senpai's
士
friend, Dr.
此刻就在
Schrodinger,
那
is in
边的
that
世
world
界。
now. I couldn't have
凭借他
contacted
和食
Sele
尸猎
without
者
her
的
and
帮
her
助，
sure
我
sentience's
才能
help.
和希尔建立通讯。哦，原来博士在
Oh,
那
so
边
the
啊！
doctor's over there.
那我们不用
Needn't
太
worry
担
too
心，
much.
这
There
件
must be a
事一定有
solution.
相应的解决办法。说不定联络出现问
Maybe
题，
you got cut off
只是
because
因
the
为
light
希尔
salt
手
you're
里这
holding
块
is
光
out
源
of
蕴含的
juice.
能量消耗完了呢。哦，你们是想换一块光源吧？这个容易。
I see.
那边的废弃
You
仓
want a
库
new
应该
chunk
还
of
剩了
light
一
salt?
些。
Easy. There should be some left in the abandoned warehouse over there.
那我们现在就试试吧。
Let's try it right now.
没有那个必要。
That would be unnecessary.
虽然我不想打击大家的热情，
I don't want to pour cold water,
但更换光
but
源的
switching
尝
light
试
salts is an
的
extraneous
确是多
move.
此一举。怎么又是你？
You again.
普罗米修斯正为了某件事忙得不可开交
Prometheus
呢。
is occupied with
而我
something, and
恰
I
好
happen
有
to be
空，
free, so I
就
came
替
on
他
her
接下了
behalf.
这个活儿。米斯特林，你之
Miss
前说
Down,
过
you，said when we finally
当我们
realize that
重新
issue,
注
we'll
意到那
find
件
the
事的时
answer to all
候，
the
一切
secrets.
秘密也就都将得到解答。可如今，
But now we
我们
face
面对
more
的
and more
疑团
mysteries.
反
Are
而
you
越来
really
越
not
多
going
了。
to give us a due
你真的不
explanation?
打算对此进行一些必要的解释吗？
不必紧张，我正是为此而
Don't worry,
来。
that's what I came for.
总的来说，
All in all, if a
假如跨
communication
越两
across
个
two
世界
worlds
的联
comes at a
络
price,
可能产
it
生某
wouldn't
种
only
代价，
manifest on a chunk
那
of
它
light
就绝不
salt.
会仅仅出现在一块光岩上。
这是指什么？
What do you mean?
维塔小姐，你对高塔贤者的印象是什么？
Miss Vita, what's your impression of the sage? For no apparent reason, Miss Dunn shot the Salt Snow Holy City native a peculiar question.
话题变得好快。
I mean, it's probably related, Suzanne. The topic changed so quickly.
我
To
也
help
是
you
想让大
understand
家
what
更
I'm
快
going
地
to
理解
tell.
我接下来要讲的事嘛。
She covered her mouth and chuckled in a seemingly unintentional manner, as if hiding some sort of apology in her palm. After all, for someone who had made her choice, ruminating on emotions would only make the price more subjective.
所以，不妨说说看
Why
你
not
对
tell
她的
me your
印象
impression
吧，
of her, Miss
维
Vita?
塔小姐。
好吧，
Alright,
我
in my
印象
opinion,
里的高
no,
塔贤者，
in everyone's opinion, the
她在
sage is
大家眼
omnipotent and
中是一
omniscient.
位无所
She
不
lives a
知、无
secluded
所不
life,
能，
which makes us
同时深
venerate
居
her all
简
the
出，
more.
并因此反而更受爱戴的人哦。
那么，如果岩雪圣城里出现了第二位贤者，
Let's say the
大家又会
second
作何
sage
感想？
appears in Salt Snow Holy City. What will everyone think?
等等，那真的可能吗？
Wait, is that even
就
possible?
常理来说，这的确是不可能发生的事。
By common sense, it's
因此，
impossible.
它一
That's
旦
why
发
once it
生，
really
就
happens,
势必会在
it'll
某种
disrupt
程
the
度
world
上
to some
干
degree.
扰世界本身的运转。
With an earnest face, Miss Dillon walked towards Sele.
我接下来要说的是与规则有
What I
关
will。tell concerns rules. Rules of the bubble universe. But yeah, I am assuming the idea is either they want to steal Sele's power, which was what was kind of spoiled at the beginning of the chapter by pop-up text, or they want to put Sele in the position of Sage. Because then you have a Sage that is in both worlds. And then maybe them coming back together will connect the world.
在你们生活的本征世界中，中烟之碱就是主宰崩坏的规则。
In the real world you live in, the cocoon of finality is the rule that dominates Honkai.
而在我和普罗米修
In the 13
斯造访
bubble
过的13
universes
个
that
世界
Prometheus
泡
and
里，
I have visited,
崩坏
Honkai
同样自有
functions
其
in other
运转之
manners.
法。规则无所不在，
Rules are everywhere,
但平
yet
常又
almost
难以习
indiscernible.
作。
On when someone
唯有人
shakes
撼动规
them,
则
do
时，
they leisurely
它
reveal
才会悠然
themselves,
现身。
just as now.
一如此时此刻。
It was one way. Is the rule that people from the living world can go to the world of the dead, but people from the dead cannot connect to the world of the living? So it cut Veliona off?
你的意思是，我和希尔的联络无意中撼动了
Are
世
you
界泡
saying
的
my
规则吗？
communication with Sele unwittingly shook the rules of these bubble universes?
可你说的规
But
则
the rules you talked
又
about,
究竟是？
世界上存在着一位能够游走于生和死的世界的高塔贤者，这就是两个
there
世界泡的
exists
规
a
则之
sage
一，
that can travel
也
between
是岩
life
雪
and
圣
death.
城居民都知
This
道
is
的
one of the
事。
rules in the two bubble universes, and a fact that every Salt Snow Holy City resident knows.
换言之，你也可以认为，
In
正
other
是这一
words,
事
it's
实
this fact that
定义了
defines
所
who the
谓贤
sage
者的
is.
存在。
Yeah, okay. So, in order for them to travel between the two, they have to become a sage.
看来你已经察觉到了呢。
I see you've noticed.
在名为希尔的少女体
Inside the
内，
girl named Sele
寄
lives
宿
two
着一
souls
心
that
同
act
体
as
的两个
one,
灵魂，
and the moment they established a
而在
connection,
两位希
they
尔
happen
成
to
功
be
建立
in
联系
two
的瞬
different
间，
worlds.
他们又恰巧身处不同的世界。由此，
In this way, Sele met
希
the
尔
only
便达成
requirement to
了
become a
化身为
sage,
高塔贤
just
者
to
的
travel
唯一条
between
件
life，and death, making her
即
the second
能够
sage.
游走于生和死的世界，进而成为了 第2位高塔贤者。
异心同体。
Actus 1. Isn't the Sele in the underworld her twin sister with the
难道
same
不是和希
name?
尔同名的双胞胎姐姐吗？
Sorry, Vita, we kinda lied. No, they're the same person. 2 souls.
那个其实只
But
是我随
that's
口
just
编
a
出来
story I
的故
made
事。
up. Sorry.
不好意思，抱歉，瞒了大
I'm
家这
sorry
么
for
久。
not telling you the truth.
没关系，
Alright, I knew something
我
was
倒是
off.
早
I
就
just
感
didn't know
觉
the
到
other
这
Sele
当
is
中有什么秘
actually
密了，
another Sele.
只是没想到另一个希尔居然真的
That's
是
weird
另一个
wording.
希尔。详细的情况我
Let
之
you all
后
know
会
the
和大家
details
好好
later,
解
but I
释。
digress.
现在还是让我们回到原本的话题吧。米斯特林，撼动规则会造
Miss
成
Town,
什么？
what are the consequences of shaking up rules?
就目前的情况来看，
Currently, in addition to the
除了
two
2位
Seles
希
being
尔
unable
无
to
法再度
contact
取得
each
联系
other,
之外，
many anomalies have
铁
occurred
血
in
圣
Saltstone
城和
Holy
沙铁
City,
国度本
in the
身
country of Iron
也出
Sand.
现了许多异常状况。而唯一能解决这
I'm
场
sure
混
you
乱的
already know
人，
who's the only person
想
who
必
can
不
quell
用我
this
说，
chaos.
各位也都清楚。
It's really interesting when you think about the rules governing Honkai, because it's something we've kind of talked about and thought about in the past as a community. Like, finality was the thing governing all Honkai on the planet. And the reason Honkai kept attacking and evolving and getting stronger, presumably because we know what finality is from Star Rail, is that it was trying to cause something to happen. It was trying to push humanity to evolve. And so every time it failed, it resets the world, because that's the power of finality, is to rewind time, to travel backwards in time. And it just kept doing it over and over again to try and cause the world to get to a place it needed to be. Assuming the finality and impact came from Star Rail, it was trying to create a world where wealth exists, most likely. Because wealth is probably going to be a key part of saving the universe as a whole. But it's interesting to think that every bubble universe has something else governing the Honkai, the energy, the imaginary energy of that planet. Because we've seen other instances of it, right? Like, this world, it seems to be this concept of a sage, which would explain why there's those monsters that attack and are basically the minions of the sage. We've seen it in Vanished with the Stars and the other stories around that, where the Honkai took the form of a structure that could grant wishes to anyone from the world, but that ended up having an error in its rules, and anyone that it didn't deem a real person, people that it didn't think should exist, ended up being hunted by its version of Honkai, which was, creepily enough, a bunch of gray serpents. Kind of makes me wonder, if we go back and look at every bubble universe, if we can figure out what the basic rule of Honkai was in that world. Because I'm assuming this literally applies to every single bubble universe we've seen. Wait, you sound convincing, but we're in a deserted border village and can't contact the other Sele. We have no way to verify whether you're telling the truth or not. Kind of, Neko, but I'm not sure. I still kind of think that it was just pushing for evolution. Maybe also pushing for people to genuinely care about each other, despite their differences. Because, I mean, that clearly, I think the closest to it was probably Alicia. And then, after Alicia was was Kiana, pretty much, right? And Kiana succeeded. She was the first successful embrace. So that was probably part of it. But it depends on if this finality came from Star Rail or not. Because if it came from Star Rail, it has to have been doing something for the universe as a whole. Because if I remember right, the description of finality is it's the prophet from the future ensuring people arrive at the best. Like, it's the prophet that travels back in time trying to make sure people arrive at the ideal future. Which sounds like a certain group of people in Star Rail. Which is why I'm assuming that they worship finality. But I can only assume that finality and impact came from Star Rail. Captain Verse? I mean, it could be Captain Verse too, but I'm thinking more Star Rail. People that worship finality. There's literally someone who knows the future and is trying to guide people to the best possible future. If they are not an emanator of finality, consider my mind blown. I don't think Elio is Terminus. But if Elio isn't an emanator, I'm... How? But... keep going.
Susanna 也成长了不少呢。
Susanna, you've grown.
既然如此，
In that case, before we
在
go,
出
I'll
发
add
之
an
前，
extra verification step
我就
that'll
额
open
外
your
增
eyes
加
to
一道
reality.
能让你们认清现状的
Elio
见
ends
证
up being
环节吧。
captain? That'd be pretty crazy, too. I'm doubtful, but it'd be pretty crazy. As if to make her words more convincing, Miss Dawn puts her hands behind her back, and once again backed away from the girls until she thought she was safe.
既然希尔已经成为了第2位高塔贤者，那么感知2个世界的现状，对你来说应当易如
Since Celia
反
has
掌。
become the second sage, you should have no problem sensing the situation of the two worlds.
据我所知，
To my knowledge,
只
all
要
you
你把
need
自
to
己的
do
注
is to
意
turn your
从另一位
attention
希尔身
from
上
the
分
other
出来，
Cele to the one-way
转向
mirror
那
that's
阻隔你
impeding
们
your
交流的
communication.
所谓的单向透视镜就好。
好吧，我会照你说的试
Okay,
试。
I'll try what you said. Girl closed her eyes again. The moment she turned her attention away, the black and white mind room shrunk into a cube the size of a palm. It floated above the palm, while the girl studied it from the top down, till the invisible foreign body that seeped into the room revealed itself.
原来这就是单向透视镜的本
So,
貌。
this is the one-way mirror's true appearance. I'm assuming I can only walk forward. Oh, I can walk side to side a little bit too. Oh, I can turn my camera now. Okay, what's gonna happen? Salt Snow Holy City? Question mark? Question mark?
街上好冷清，大家
Streets
都
are
去哪
empty.
儿了？
Where is everyone going?
城区怎么会有怪物？
What are monsters doing in the city?
不行，得尽快消灭
Good,
他
we'll
们。
need to take care of them as soon as possible. Is she gonna fight them from outside the city? Attack? You're not actually there.
这个状态的我，
The state that I'm in, I can't do anything. And here's the plaza where they had to sing and dance. People are injured and running away.
都跑起来！要是被怪物追上，可就没命了。
Get running! We're dead if the monsters catch us.
真倒霉！
Why
我
is
只
this
是上街
happening
买
to
个
me?
菜，
They
怎么
came
就能
out to
碰上
shop
这种事？
groceries.
他们到底
Where
是
did
哪
they
来
come
的？
from? This
这
is
里
the
可是
city
城
center,
区，
the park
是离
closest to
高
the
塔最
tower.
近的城区。你少说两句，
Shut up
再
and
跑
run
快点！
faster. I
我
haven't
还没
seen
看
the
见神
oracle
使
yet.
呢。说来也
Reminds
是
me,
奇怪，
why would the oracle let
神使
monsters run amok in
怎
the
么会放任
streets?
怪物在大街上游荡？难道是？ 你就
Don't
别
think
多
too
想
much
了，
about it.
神使一定
The
在赶来
oracle
的路
must
上
be on
呢。
its way.
咱们还
Let's
是专心
focus
保
on
命要
saving
紧
our
啊！
lives.
是啊，
I sprained my foot again. Again?
脚又扭了。
Ow.
该
Damn it, I
死！
told you to
都叫你
focus.
专心
Come
点
on.
了。
I'll help you
来
up.
来，我扶你。
照这样下去，他们一定会被怪
This
物追
goes
上。
on. They'll be caught up by the monsters. Judging by their conditions, there's no doubt that what she feared would happen if nobody interfered. In reality, it deprived her of the right to get involved. What else could she do when she was forced into the position of a spectator? Is she able to control the oracles when she's like this? Is that how it works?
好吧，我印象里的高塔贤者，
Alright, in my
他在
opinion,
大家眼
no.
中
In
是一位
everyone's
无所
opinion,
不
the
知、
sage is
无所不能，
omnipotent
同时
and
深知简
omniscient.
出，并
He
因
lives
此
a
反而更受
secluded
爱戴
life,
的人
which
哦。
makes us venerate her all the more.
无所不知，
Omnipotent,
无所不能
omniscient.
吗？
Huh.
我明白了，
I
你一定能
understand.
替高塔
You
贤
can
者
fight
战
for
斗
the
吧？
sage, yes?
贤者的神使，
The sage's oracle. Yeah.
得
He's
救
able to
了
control them.
是神使。怎么才来啊？
对不起，不过你们能得救就好。
Are we getting a tease? What's the ult? Are we getting a tease at, like, minor parts of what could be a future kit? Interesting they tried to make it more interesting than they usually make these, like the mechs.
总算是解决了。
Finally
接
settled.
下来，赶紧
Now
确
to
认一
check
下
in
沙
on
铁
the
国度
country
的
of
情
iron
况吧。
sand. Oh. Huh. So literally, the oracles are like the hands of the sages. Well, the sage, but now there's two. That's interesting.
那边的是
There, it's
希尔和石之律者。
Melena, the Pressure of Sentience.
我好像变轻了。
I feel lighter.
你真笨，连形体
You're
都
an
没有的
idiot.
人。
How can someone without a form become lighter?
石头博士，这到底是怎么回事？
Professor Rock, what's happening?
明明已经堆了这么多块月
We've
岩，
piled up so
他
many
们的
moon
光
rocks
却还是在
together,
不
but
断
the
地
light
燃下
keeps
去。
dimming.
莫
Is
不
their
是大
time
限
up or
将至，
something?
真要升天了？不知道，
I don't
只
know.
凭现阶段搜集
I
到的
can't
信息，
explain this phenomenon
我
based
无
on
法
the
解释
info
这
I've
种现象。
collated.
希尔，你还在联系
Are
另一
you
个自己
still contacting your other self?
好嘛？
Great,
这
she
家
shut
伙
herself in her
又
little
沉浸
world
在自己的
again.
小世界里不说话了。
It's fine. It's the pain I must endure before being born
必须
anew.
经历的苦难。我相信
I believe in the sage, the great
贤
sage.
者大人。喂，
Hey, didn't we agree to come some new life together? How can you go without me?
一个人先走呢？烦死了！
Shut your mouth.
你们本来就是死
You're
人，
already dead. What's the point of weeping and sobbing?
别像白痴一样撒娇。
Screaming like morons. Get out of here. The moment she finished, a small, warm, white glow emerged on her palm. When she reached out to the wisp that was fading away, that glow merged into it. Soon the wisp regained its radiance, like a flame that had been given firewood.
这力量是
Oh, this power is...
贤者显灵了，
Sage has made her power felt.
请
Please hit us some more. Did they have to word it like that? Did they really have to word it like that?
你在说什么呀？
What are you talking about? We're in no position to demand Miss
还不快
Sele.
谢谢人家？
You should thank her.
对啊，
Oh, all right.
谢谢小姐。
Thank you, Miss Sele.
好家伙，你居然还有这么一手！
Thank girl, you could do that.
这个问题我还想问我
I
自
didn't
己
know I
呢。
could either.
刚刚我与其说是灵光一
Wasn't
闪，
so much of sudden
不如说
realization
是
as
无中
creating
生
from
有。
nothing.
也
Doesn't sound right.
反正
Anyway, I don't
我也不明
understand
白
what I
自己
did.
究
I
竟
just
做到了
wanted
什
to
么
chide them.
当时只是想骂他们一顿而已。
这倒是越
It
说越
keeps
玄
getting
乎
you。fear. Oh my gosh, Neko. Could you imagine? It's like you're dying, the only thing that'll save you is, oh, go get the sage to slap you.
先到这里吧。
I'll stop now, knowing she's alright is enough. The girl stopped sensing. After personally experiencing the anomalies in Salt Snow Holy City and the country of Iron Sand, she had no reason to stay in this borderland. Whether the chaos was created by that tacit communication, as Miss Dunn said, she must act now. However... Ow. And is this the cost of her doing this outside the tower? Because she's too far? The moment she left the one-way mirror and returned to reality, an inexplicable pain overwhelmed her. She felt as if she was in a storm of ice and fire, where every time she breathed, razor-sharp ice would slit her throat and leaping flames would scorch her skin. She held onto the stone railing at her side and tried to adjust her breathing, but her eyelids still powerlessly drooped, like butterflies whose wings were suddenly wetted.
希儿，你怎么了？
Stella, what's wrong?
没关系，
Nothing, I just feel a bit sick.
就是有点难受。
It was obviously a lie to put her friends at ease. She could clearly feel that the energy inside her was attracted to something beyond her, something she couldn't fight against at the moment.
米斯特林，你这家伙对她
None,
做了什么？
what have you done to her?
奇洛前辈，
Yes,
这大概
this is likely a side
只是
effect
我
of
使
using
用
the
高塔
sage's
贤者
power.
能力后的副作用吧。
And now she has to go to the tower.
米斯特林没有骗人，我们
This town didn't lie. We need to head to the tower
我
immediately.
我很高兴希尔能这么
Happy
想
to，hear you think that way, but I owe you an
但于情于理
apology.
我都需要向你
Emotionally and
说一声对不
rationally.
起。那并非是什么副作
That's
用，
no side effect.
你原本
And
就
you
不必
shouldn't
承
have
受如
suffered
此
as
痛苦。
such. If only I were more adamant and
只
gave
要我
up
稍
the
微
idea
强
of
硬一点。
testing you.
放毕竟，
After all, for the
对
second
第二位
sage of
高
the
塔
High
贤者
Tower,
来说，
that rule is still a constraint that
那
cannot
条
be
规则
ignored.
仍是不容忽视的制约。
规则
Rule? You can't leave the tower.
是的，
Yes, rule.
规则在拯救之路
On the
上，
path of salvation, the
高塔
sage
贤
reached
者
a
抵达了
place
更远的
farther
地
away.
方。
She thus understood.
他因被高塔选
The
择
one
之人，
chosen by the tower will also
亦
be
将为
trapped
高
by the
塔所
tower.
困。
Yeah, she's not allowed to leave the tower. A breeze brushed past their eyes, leaving a sweet scent behind. They knew the distance was short, yet it felt like a long dream. When they awoke, they were already under the tower. Sailor. Sailor, we made it. Jeez, did Sailor literally just pass out on the way there?
希尔，你又开始不舒服了吗？
Why, are you feeling unwell again?
不是的。
No, it's not that. I
我只
just
是有
zoned
点走
out.
神。
I haven't recovered to
尽管
peak
还没有
condition,
恢复
but
到
I'm
最
already
佳
much
状态，
better than
但
I
比
was
起
in the
在
border
边境村的
village.
时候，已经好了不少。说起来，
Speaking of
尼
which, where
斯
did Miss
特林
Dawn
去哪
go?
儿了？
他在你走
She
神的
already
时
entered the
间里，
tower on her
已经
own
自
while
顾
you
自
were
地进塔
zoning
了，
out.
好
As
像
if
当我
her
们
mission
传送到
ended the
塔
moment
下，
she
他的任
teleported
务
us
就结
here.
束了似的。
Ah, they teleported.
照
According
我
to my
之前
earlier
感知的
sensing,
情
her
况
real
来看，
mission might have just
他真正
started.
的任务，说不定才刚刚开始。
既然时间紧迫，我们
Not
这
have
就
much
进塔吧。
time. We should enter the tower now. Yeah.
维特
Yeah,
如果跟
but
我
if you
们
go
进
in
去，
with us,
有
you
危
might
险
get
就不好
hurt.
了。
Miss Dawn
听
sent
说
us
米
here to
斯特
quell the
林把我们送
chaos.
来这里，
But it
是为
wouldn't
了
have
解决
happened if
所
she
谓的
didn't get the
混
two
乱。
Seleys
那
lost
一
in
切
two
的
worlds
源
in the
头，
first
还是
place.
让希尔分别流落到两个世界的他呀。
Trying to save this world.
哇，难得见
Ah,
到
I
这
barely
么
see
强势的
Susanna,
苏
so
珊娜。
assertive. What, are you worried
怎
about
么
me?？
这是在担心我吗？
我只是觉得
Because
你
you're a
毕竟是一
civilian.
般民众。确实，保险起见，
That's
维特
true,
还是留
Vita.
在这里
Please
吧。
stay here. It's for your own
万一高塔
safety.
里摆的
This
是鸿
tower
门
is a
宴，
trap.
那
We
我
have
们
a
还得
tough
全力
battle to
战斗。
fight. I mean, the oracles will listen to Sele now.
那我就听你们的，留在塔外。不过相对的，
I'll
大
listen
家
to
在
you
塔
then.
里也要多
But
加
you
小
also
心
have to be
哦。
more careful in
据
there.
说
I
贤者
heard
为
that
了
the
避免被
sages
人打
placed
扰，
many
可
traps
是
to
在里
keep
面布置
people
了
out.
很多机关呢。机关？
Traps?
是啊。
Yeah.
如果总
The
结一
myths
下
boil
大家
down
的各
to
种
the
传
tower is as
说，
dangerous and complex as
就
an
像古
ancient
代君
monarch's
主的陵墓
tomb.
一样，危险又复杂呢。
古代君主，
Ancient monarch?
这个
This
世
world
界
has
也有
kings
吗？
and queens too? Maybe it did.
那可真要很当心呢。
Ah, then we have to be very
明
careful.
白了，我们会多加小心。
Yes, we need to be very
谢谢你
careful. Thank you
Vita.
for telling us,
我们
Vita.
回头
See you
见。
later.
别客气，回头见。
是啊，回头见。
Yeah, see you later. I'm still curious about Vita. I feel like something's gonna go on with Vita. I love how I'm not allowed turning my camera much. No, you must look at the tower. You must go to the tower. Apparently you must swerve to the right. Oh, no, you told me to swerve to the right. I must swerve to the right. Oh, now it goes back to telling me I need to swerve to the right. Oh, there's... Why is it broken? Why is there a thing in the way? Oh, apparently I can still head to the tower anyway. I guess that's just there for when that's a combat stage. Boop.
米斯特林果然不在，
Miss Dawn isn't here.
他真是个难以捉摸的人呢。
She's a capricious one.
明明有能力把我们
She's
传送
able to
到塔下，
teleport us under the
又
tower.
为
Why
什么
didn't
不
she
能
teleport
直
us
接
to
把
the
我们
top
传
of the
送到
tower
塔
to
顶，
meet the
和
sage?
高塔贤者见面呢？
是我拜托他这么做的。
I asked her to do it.
正如他需要为你们
Just as
额
she
外
needed
增
to
加
add
一道验
extra
证的环节，
verification step for you.
我也需要
I
用
need
自
to
己
know
的
you in
方式
my
了
own
解
way.
你们。远道而来的异人，
Outliers from afar.
你就是高
Are
塔
you the
贤
sage
者。
of the High Tower?
是的，
Yes.
在你的了解开始之
Before you
前，
begin knowing, can
我
I
能
ask
不
you
能先
some
问你几个问
questions?
题？
但说无妨。
Please go ahead.
你知道外面发生了什
You
么？
know what's happening outside, right?
嗯，感
Yes.
知变化
Sensing
是高
changes
塔
is
贤者的
basic
基本能
ability
力
of a sage.
所以
But
从你
judging
坚
by
定
your
的态度来
calmness,
看，
you know the
你也
perfect
有完美
solution
解决
to
这
it.
种异常的办法。
或许谈不上完
I'm
美，
afraid it isn't perfect, but yes. This is why
这正
Miss
是
Dawn
米斯特
invited
林
you
邀请
here.
你们前来的原因。
那么，在这种情况
Then in
下，
this case,
了解
is
真
it
的
still
很重要
important
吗？
to know?
如果你
If you
需
need
要我
our
们的
help,
帮
wouldn't
助
it，be faster to
有
just
话直说
ask?
不是更有效率吗？况且，我们是什么样的
Besides, you
人？
must have heard
你
what
一
kind
定
of
也从
people
米
we
斯特
are
林
from
和
Miss
普罗
Dawn
米
and
修斯那里知
Prometheus.
道了不
We
少。
aren't.
我们并不是。
恕我无法赞同你的
Pardon
说
me
法。
for not agreeing.
他人之言，
The words
终
of
归
others
存
are
在偏
ultimately
颇。
biased, and
而
working
与我
with
尚不
you,
了解的
whom
你
I
们
do
合
not
作
know yet,
也
requires
需要
caution.
谨慎。
我不理解。
I don't understand.
希尔，
Ayla?
高塔贤者，
Sage of the High
让
Tower,
我们来这
you're
里
the
的
one
人
who
是
made us
你，
come, yet
现
the
在
one
浪费
wasting
时间的
time
人
now.
还是你。
If you can sense the
既然你
situation
能感知
outside,
到
you
外
should
面的情
understand
况，
the severity
就应
of
该
it.
明白事情的严重性，你知道吗？
You know,
哪怕
even
怪
though
物侵
monsters
入
have
城
invaded
区，
the city
哪怕
and
灵魂
souls are
行将消
perishing,
散，
the people
大
are
家
still
念着
chanting your
的还
name.
是你的名字。你怎么能始终保
How
持
can
一
you
副局
still
外
act
人的
like
姿
an
态？
outsider, as if the
却好
chaos
像
and
那
the
些
people
混
who
乱、
believe in you
那些
don't
相
matter
信
to
你的
you?
人与你没有一丝一毫的关系。我不愿相信，
I don't want to
在
believe
其他人生死
when
攸
their
关的
lives are
时
in
刻，
danger, you're still
你却还
following the
要按部
routine
就班、不
unhurriedly
慌
to
不
maintain a
忙，
needless
去
sense
维
of
持一种毫无必
superiority.
要的优越感。高塔贤者，
Sage, if you
如果
really
你
want
真
to
的想
resolve
要
the
解决问
problem, you
题，
should skip the
那就应该
unnecessary
跳过不
steps
必
and
要的
work
流
with
程，
us.
直接和我们一道解决问题。希尔，
Yeah,
你
you
选择不
chose
回
not to
答吗？
answer.
除了加深你我之间的误会，
Aside from deepening the
此刻的回应没
misunderstanding
有任何
between
作用。
us, my response serves no
请谨记，
purpose.
了
Please
解
remember, well,
亦是
that
解决
knowing you
问
is
题的
necessary
一
to
环。
resolving the problem.
所以，
So
尽
do your
你所
best and be
能，
quick.
速
I'll be
战速
waiting for
决
you at the
吧。
top of the
我
tower.
在塔顶等你。
I wouldn't be surprised if Seele decided I'm not climbing the tower, I'll just use the power now that I'm in the tower. And do it herself.
希尔，
Seele.
等等，高塔贤者，我们没
Wait,
有必须
Sage,
战斗
we
的。
don't have to fight.
奇罗前辈，苏珊娜，
Here, Senpai
这一
Susanna,
层
I'll
就交
take
给
care
我
of this
吧。
floor.
为了尽快抵达塔顶，我们应
Top
该
of
合
this
理
tower
分
as
配每一
fast as
层的参战
possible.
人
We
员，
should split up
留
for
出人
each
手，
floor,
在
and
战
have
斗的
others
同时进行
investigate as
调
we
查。
fight.
你说的对，不过一定
You're
要用
right,
力
but
而
are
行
there
啊！
enough of us?
前辈，我们是不是留在这里帮希
What?
尔比较
Not
好
getting any more, there we go. It'd be better if we stayed here and
相
helped
信他吧
Seele.
苏
What?
珊娜，这也是成熟的女武神所必须经历的一环呢。
Oh my gosh. Dodge through them.
身体还是没有
My
完全恢
body's
复
still。not fully recovered.
我不应该找这种
You
借
know
口
what'd be a cool touch for moments like this when you only have the one Seele? Is if she could do her own ult. Like the animation with the slice, if that's all she could do. Need to be quicker, I can't let this world.
这么着急可不像你呀、
I'd like you to be in such a hurry.
你
Oh.
只需要保持现在的
Now
步
you
调，
just need to keep
不
up
断
the
前
pace
进
and
就
move
好。
forward. You've
你问
forgotten
我
what
之
I
前是
told
怎么说
you.
的？
可是我不想再让事
I
态
don't
恶化
want
下
things
去
to get
了。
worse. Is she not realizing she's talking to
是
Billy?
是是，这我明白。
Sure, I get it, so.
让我们一
Oh,
起战斗吧。
we'll fight side by side.
希尔，
Now that they're in the- she's just realizing this now.
你该不会现在才反应过来？
What? No reaction. He's in the tower, so they can contact each other again.
没关系，战斗马
That's
上就要
fine.
结束了。
Fight will be over. There's a
我
lot
也
I
还有
want to
很
tell
多
you.
话想和你说。
力量吧，希尔。
They would have to redo the animation for it a little bit, but not too much.
能和你再一次并肩作战的感觉真好，希尔。
Feels good to fight alongside you again, Seele.
这下知道我的好了吧？
Now you know I'm really good. I'm assuming while in the tower they're able to stay in contact. It was the rule of them not allowed leaving the tower that was keeping them apart.
不过，
What was that
刚刚
battle
的战
about?
斗
In this
究竟
tower,
是
why
怎么一
can
回
we...
事？
如果你问这个，
I don't know either. Was it purely good luck? No, it was too coincidental to be a coincidence.
也不对，不应该。
哇，掠过石头博士也就罢了，你真不打算提一嘴石之律者女士在这个过程中起到的关键作
Oh,
用？
you left out Professor Rock. What about the Hersher of Sentience? Are you really not going to mention the key role she played?
你安静点。
Be quiet. Don't disrupt the channel that's finally restored. And can you not use your power to eavesdrop on others? Fucking Senti just invading their shared mind. It's like, hey, I helped. It is so funny though that Seele didn't even realize it until Veliona was taking control. It's like, Wait, you're helping me. How'd you get back?
刚刚说话的是石之律者。
Huh? It was the Herch of Sentience talking.
等下，你能听见我的声音？
Wait, you can hear me.
其实我们也听得见啊。
Actually, we all can.
而且似乎
And your voice becomes clearer the closer we are to Sele.
越清晰。
Huh. So yeah, the two of them, so long as she's in the tower, the two of them are connected. Makes you wonder if the sage up in the tower has a counterpart in the underworld.
希尔，能麻烦你和我们讲一下？
Taylor, could you please tell me what happened after everyone lost contact? Of course. Is it gonna just cut? Yeah, it's just gonna cut. They quickly exchange information.
情况果
I
然
knew
与
it's
高塔
related to the
相似
tower.
从空间方位来看，
Spatially, the tower that Sele is in is closer to us. Besides, you realized what Hare said about the rules
实际
by
上也出
entering
现
the
了两
tower,
个关于规则
which
的
is
说法，
becoming the ones chosen
也
by
就
the
是成为
tower.
被高塔选择之人。而且，如果
And if
成为
we admit the
贤者
sage's
力量全部
power
是
is
真
real,
实的，
then it's entirely
那么实现
possible
这
to
样的
establish
承诺，
contact like
甚至
this
是
or
借助我
borrow
们
the
这边
power of
需要的
Sele
力
on
量
our
进行战
side.
斗，也都不足为奇。
可如果这些都是事实，
But if those are
那个贤
facts,
者
why
又为
would
什
the
么要让我
sage
们
want
实
us to
现战斗？
fight?
希
Sele
尔也
also
指出
pointed
过
out that the
里面
commoners
外面的
outside
普
need
通
our
人更
help
需要我
more.
们帮助。
我对那位贤者还不够了解。
I don't know the sage well enough. However, if we look at things more positively, perhaps the rules of this
也许
world
这
are
个
more
世界的
special
规
than
则
we knew.
的确比我们已知的情况还要特殊吧。
Yeah, and I mean, I know they've done it before. Like, in past chapters, they've done long dialogues of re-explaining things. I still think it would have been funny seeing some reactions of some of the things. Or at least just saying... I think it would have been better if they had Sele say something like... It's like, oh, it's a long story, but I've become the second sage. And then it's like reaction, cut, and then they know everything. I think just a cut for the full explanation just feels boring.
难道说
The
所谓
sage
贤
herself
者本
be...
身？所以你们下一步的打
Oh,
算
what's
是
your
什么？
next move?
还能有啥打算？
Go stabilize the wisps in the border village with Sailor to buy you some
替你们争
time.
取时间了。不过我们这边事儿也
But
挺
we
多
already have a lot of things on our
遇到必要的
hands.
时候
We should
还是
mind
做
our
个
own
哥的比较
business
好。
unless it's necessary.
也好，那就都拜托你
Very
了。
well, I'm counting
我们
on
也抓
you.
紧前往下
Let's
一
go to
层
the。next floor. Yeah. Oh. Was that whole thing just part one?
那边立着一柄旌旗，
Oh boy. I know whose flag that
颜
is.
色
Flag
让我
stands
想起了
there.
某个讨厌的人。
Color reminds me of someone annoying. Oh boy. Oh, and here's the stairs. Can't go down though.
Bronya 姐姐和我讲过她和米斯特林之间的战斗，
I talked with Bronya about the fight between her and Miss Stone.
毫无疑问，这柄旌旗就是米斯特
There's
林
no
的东
doubt this
西。
is Miss Stone's flag.
那我们要怎么做？
So, what do we do?
当然是把旗子拔出来。
Take this
然后
flag
教
down
训
and
一下
teach
它的
its
主
owner
人
a
啊！
lesson. Oh my god, Kira.
拔出来了。
It's down! Oh my gosh. Something tells me we're gonna get some ideas nearby.
什么也没有发生。
But nothing happened.
星星，
Stars? Must give me a distraction? Oh my gosh. Oh. Thank you for the hydrate and posture check. Oh. Okay. I see Miss Stone is a little disappointed.
Miss 特林，你又在
Miss
搞什么
Stone,
鬼
what's？your problem?
其实，对于这种慢悠悠的了解方式，我和普罗米修斯都持反对意见了。
Actually, Prometheus and I are against knowing slowly. The sage insisted for some reason.
考虑到我们目前，
Even though we're currently on the same side and she's been kind enough to take me in, I can only come here to help her know Sele and resolve the problem.
成为他，
你还是决定阻挠我们吗？
You still decided to hinder us?
不，
No, I'll make some accommodations
提
for
供一
you.
些便利。
You can see them as compensation for not
你完全可以
adequately
当它是
explaining the
之
rules
前没有
before.
充分说明规则的补偿。 如你所知，我有
As you know, I'm
自己
capable of
直接
directly
传送到
teleporting you to the top of the tower, but cheating isn't beneficial to understanding.
也
So I
不利
came
于
up with a
了解
compromise.
所以，我想了个折中的办法，在你们面前，
There are 3 bubbles
我
before
3颗
you. Among them, only
而
one
这
will
之中
teleport you
只
there
有
after
一颗
being
能在
popped.
打破后
The other
之
2 serve as a small penalty for
另外
mischoosing.
2颗则是互选的小小惩罚。
喂，我忍不了了！你又不是
I
空
can't
之
take it
力者，怎么
anymore.
会有这种能力？
You aren't the Hersher of the Void.
还是说，
So is this possible, or you evolved over the past 6 months? I mean, she's not a Hersher, but she is a being with control over the imaginary.
那怎么会？我只不过是利用了圣痕计划的残迹。
Of course not. I only use vestiges of Project Stigma. Such vestiges are rather hard to find in a stable world.
所以，你那时能把我丢进
So
量子
that's
之
why you
海，
could throw me.
就是因为
Throw me
这个。
into the Sea of Quanta.
确实如此。
Indeed, I only wanted to throw you somewhere further away, such as the border village. But as I had come here and didn't know the coordinates, I misthrew you to the
但
depths
因
of
为
the
刚
Sea
来
of
这里没多
Quanta.
久，又缺少精确坐标，这才会误把你扔进量子之海深处。而现在，
And now, through the sage's eyes across 2 worlds, I've collected enough coordinates, thus I can do what you believe only the Hersher of the Void can.
也就因此掌握了你们眼中空之律者才会具有的能力。
So, will you accept my little
要接
accommodations?
受我提供的小小便利吗？
得了吧，谁要陪你玩这？
Screw it, I'm not playing your little games.
等等，希尔，
Wait, Silly, what if she
万一
really
他真的
wants
想
to
帮
help
助我们
us?
呢？
行吧，反正
Okay, fine. It's not a huge problem.
看来大家默认
Looks
了
like
这个
you've
游戏
agreed. Very well. Is there anything different between the bubbles? They all seem the same. It almost looks like they have a bit of like an image inside them. That might be just artifacts of the texture. I'm gonna say left one. Fucked up.
选错了。
Oh, we were wrong.
这一次选错，
Alright, if we were wrong
下
this
次选
time,
对
it
的
means
几
we're
率
more
就
likely
变
to
大
be
了
right the next time.
喂，你们俩不会真信他说的话吧？和我一起
You don't
战
actually
斗吧！
believe her, do
是
you?
是是。
Thankfully, not that strong. Especially, you know, when we actually have Veli with us.
那么
Takes care of
接下
that.
来
Now then, let's
就
try
该是
this
这颗泡
bubble.
泡了。
Well, if left was wrong last time, gotta be the right one, right? I'm assuming you're guaranteed to do fights, but... Yeah.
我们的运气好差呀！
My luck is really awful.
你要这么说，
I have no idea how she works.
这3颗泡泡全都无
Okay.
法通向顶层的。反复穿杨， 目标锁定。
Whatever, I should be using her to break shields.
哎，对不住了。速战速决。尽情舞蹈吧，在音乐停歇
Oh, that
之
thing
前。
is so dead. I just saw its health start ticking down from the bleed. It's like, yeah, no, that thing's dead.
终于结束了。接下来
Finally finished.
总该
Now
轮
for
到
the
正
right
确的跑跑
bubble.
了。
Now, is it just Susanna talking because I finished with Susanna? Or did that just happened to line up really well? That's actually kind of funny if so. What? Nope. Fake.
怎么还来？
Ken.
哎，看吧，我就说这女人没安好心。
See, I told you she would create trouble.
奇罗前辈，你为什
Here,
么看
senpai,
上
what are
去
you
还
happy
有点
about?
开心？哎，对不住了。啊，怎么还真的留下
What's
了
the
一个
door
门
doing
呢？
here?
所以，这究竟是
Oh, and it switched to her. Maybe it did do it on purpose, huh?
用我的
Go
能力来
inside.
判断，
What's the
应该
worst that
没有
could
太大的
happen?
危险。
It takes us outside and you get a headache. Suspicious portal. Why is there a monster truck? Oh. You know, it looked like a truck from the first view they gave us. That must have been it from behind. Okay, I see we fight the tank.
这是什么啊？
This, a
装
mecha
甲
tank?
战车
Looks a little too surreal.
长得未免有点超现实了。它看上去和特斯拉博士过去设计的和平使者
It looks very similar to the
和平使者
MHT3
应该没有
packs
被
designed by
实际上
Dr.
传出来过
Tesla, but I don't think the MHT3 packs has ever been manufactured.
是绝对的火力，换取恒久的和平吗？
Meaning everlasting
很有
peace.
品味的名字。
Through absolute firepower. Huh. It's a tasteful name.
你们好，欢迎来到我负责的楼层。
Greetings, welcome to the floor I administer.
既然你出现在这里，就意
I'm
味着
here,
米
which
斯特林
means
还
Miss
是欺
Stone
骗
still
了我。
lied to us.
他就这么喜欢耍人？
Why is she so into tricking
坦
people?
诚地说，关于传送门一事，米斯特林没有任何欺瞒。
To be honest, Miss Stone didn't lie about the
他已经
portal
做
at
到
all.
了自己能
In
为你们
fact,
做
she's
到
done
的一
everything
切。
she could for you.
尽管完全忽视了
Despite
流程
completely
设
ignoring the
计
relationship
与访
between
客
the
情绪
process
之间
design and the
之间的
visitor's
关系，
emotional curve,
但
the
他
back
开
door
的
she
后门
opened, without
却
question,
实打
allowed you to
实的
skip
让你们
the
跳过了
stage's
高
10
塔贤者
obstacles.
设置的10道关卡。总之，只要能通
Anyway,
过我的
all it
考
takes for
验，
you to reach the
你
top
们就
floor
可以
and
抵达
confront the
顶
sage
层，
to pass my
直面
test.
高塔贤者了。那么，在你看来，
And as you see
他
it,
为
why
什么
did
要
she
这么
do
做？
this?
第一次遇见米斯特林时，我也
I have
产
the
生
same
了一
question
样
when
的
I
疑
first
惑。
met Miss Stone.
这或许是
This
他
is
对生
perhaps
者
her
的怜悯，
compassion for the newborn,
或许是
her
他
care
对
for
生
life
命本
itself,
身的关
or
怀，
merely a little experiment
又
in her
或
search
许
of self.
只是他探寻自我的小小试验。当然，这
Of
种
course,
概
the
述形
synopsis
式
is
的回
unlikely to
答
satisfy
多
you,
半无
but
法
no
使你
matter.
们满
We
意。
will have plenty of chances to
不
get
过，
along.
无妨，之后大家还有很多相处的机会。现在，
Now,
还
let us
是让
return
我
to
们
the
回归
subject
主
and
题，
commence the Dark Lord
开启
ordeal.
魔王试炼吧。
Dark Lord ordeal.
魔王试炼。哎，
Oh, you know what?
我能行，我不紧张。
It's not a bow.
和我一起战斗吧。别走神速山呐。是。
But
安可来了。
no, let me switch. Stop looking at me.
百步穿杨。
What?
目标锁定。和平使者。
Oh, there we go.
限制解除。
Is it? Oh, it's doing the dancey thing. I don't know what this character does. What's your ult do?
子弹约会吗？
Oh, it's this. Oh, so she can use her ults. She can use her ult from, Oh, I hate the fact that this game makes you dash forward with, like, every attack. So many games do that, and it feels so bad.
比特斯拉3027强多了。
Way better than Tesla
总之，
2037. Anyway, let's focus on this side first.
要跟上节拍哦。
This will probably kill. Maybe. Yeah. But yes, when you have a boss that has strict positioning, forcing every basic attack to be a gap closer is the dumbest thing. So many gacha games do it, and it makes so many bosses frustrating as hell. Like, if I'm holding forward and hitting attack, fine. Make me gap close, but if I'm not touching the arrow keys, please, or holding back even, don't make me dash in. Fight was settled. Congratulations on passing the Dark Lord ordeal and defeating number 17's powered transporter.
这么厉害的战车，居然只是你的代步工
A
具。
thing so powerful is only your powered transporter? Projection of the mechanical lifeform showed a frustrated face. Whenever I couldn't manage the workload, I'd pass the chores to Miss Down. This did relieve my burden, but also added to it inadvertently. For example, when it came to naming special equipment and materials, her philosophy contradicts my tastes. So I'm assuming the Dark Lord ordeal was something that Miss Down came up with. Here, fight my car, yeah. Uh...
什么理念？
What
17
philosophy?
号一定是指
Number 17 must
没有
mean
包装。
no packaging is the best packaging.
米斯特林，
This
绮
town...
罗小姐不必
Don't
惊慌
panic, Miss Shigure.
我不过
I only
是
came to
来
remind you that the door to the
通
top
往
floor
顶
has
层的门
opened.
扉已经开启这件事。不过
But you arrived much
短
later
短
than I
时间
expected.
还
What
是比我
happened?
预计的慢了不少。
你就是想说我们运气不好吧？
You're just trying to say we have bad luck. Anyway, see you soon.
我们待会儿见。
Her teasing chuckle soon diminished in the spacious hall. Gone with it was Prometheus and her powered transporter. Bye, car. Only a door wrapped in purple light appeared where they stood. Door number 2.
知道了。
Also, might I add, this door is slightly to the right of the last one. The last one was like straight in front of the staircase. Suspicious portal. Is the top floor gonna look like every other floor?
你知道我最喜欢什么吗？
Do you know what I like the most?
我呀，最喜欢童话故事。
I like fairy tales the most.
它创造梦幻，编织起司，为荒芜的心灵播撒希
They
望。
create fantasies, sow hope in barren hearts,
颂赞
and
美好。
celebrate beauty with sincere blessings.
它呼唤热爱生命的人们，
They call to
他们
people
进
who
入
love
一个又
life
一
to
个
enter
瑰丽
one
的世界，
magnificent world after
并
another,
在共鸣
and
的
once
声
that
音
sound
响彻灵
resonates
魂
through
后
their，souls,
展现真
they
实。
reveal the truth.
那是
That is, even though she had gone through many baffling events, the sight behind the door still stunned her briefly. The girl who closely resembled her was talking to her other self. And her appearance didn't disturb their conversation. The invisible one-way mirror seemed to stand before her
如
again.
果没记错，这是我们第2次见面。
If I recall correctly, this is the second time we meet.
我之前还在说人死无
I
法
said
复
the
生，
dead can't be brought back to
现在
life.
看来
Now it looks like my
好像是我的
knowledge
认
was
知有点
limited.
偏差。不过，我实际上也并不介意你再死第
I
2
don't
次。
mind you dying again. Red scythe sliced through the air toward the girl's delicate neck. She didn't intend to tangle with her, so she put up her full power in a first strike. The assault ended in an instant. The thing that dissipated wasn't the body, but the scythe.
自那次分别后，我也有所成长呢。
I've grown too since we
不要招
parted.
神弄鬼， 你到底要干
Don't
什么？
mess with me. What do you
我
want?
只是想让你帮我说服一个人。
Just want you to persuade someone for me.
你找错人了，我可
You're
没那
looking
小
for the
功
wrong
夫。
person. I don't have the time for that. The fierce girl only smiled to the other sailor that had been watching them. Then the one-way mirror disappeared.
希尔，你怎么也
Not you too.
不对？
No.
这
This
里本来
place is
就
supposed
是
to
我
be
们的
our
心
mind
灵房
room.
间。总之，我们
Anyway,
希尔
let's
就
get
莫
rid of
名
this
其妙地外面
outsider.
消
She's
失
too
了，
annoying.
他太烦了。你或许误会了什么。
You may have
与上次刚好相
misunderstood.
反。
Contrary to the
如
last
今大
time,
家所处的
now
位
you're all
置
in my
其
mind.
实是我
And
的
who I
内
want
心。
you to persuade is none other
而
than the
我想让
original
你帮我
sailor.
说服的人，不是别人，就是他，最初的希尔。作为此时的异类，
As an outlier of
止
this
步于
world,
此，
quitting
对你
here
们
would
来
be the
说
best
才是
choice
最
for
好
you.
的选择。毕竟，作
After
为
all,
贤者，
as
他已
sage,
经
she
品尝过
tasted
最
the
初的
original
痛
pain,
苦，
and the path
而
forward
接
will
下来的
only
路
bind her
只
further,
会有更
only
多的束
leaving
缚。
and bring
只有
true
离
freedom and
开，
happiness.
才能真正获得自由和幸福。少自作多情了，这
Oh,
关你
what
啥
does that
事？
have to do with you?
是不是自作多情？你
You
很
know the
清
answer
楚，
well, don't
不
you?
是吗？无论是自愿还是被迫，目前发生的一切都在将你们引向
Whether
高
by
塔贤
choice or
者。
by force, what's
他对
happening
你
is
逐渐
leading
知
you
根
to the
知底，
sage.
你
She's
却对他
slowly
仍了解
learning
甚少。
learned all about you,
另一方
and yet you
面，
still know
他
little
甚至
about
不用
her.
离塔
On the
便足
other
受万
hand,
民敬仰
he。doesn't even need to leave the tower to be worshipped.
你知道，
You know
希尔不
Sele
再
isn't
是
a
爱哭
crybaby
鬼，
and a dummy
不再
anymore.
是大笨蛋，
Oftentimes, she handles
甚至在
herself
很
more
多时候
maturely and bravely
他
than
表
you.
现的比你还要成熟、勇敢。这看似毫无关联的两件
These two
事，
seemingly
已使
unrelated
你产
things
生
have
一种
given you
模
a
糊的
vague
预感。
premonition.
万众的信仰
The
与
faith
无
of
私
the
的心
masses in a
灵，
heart that
只
is
会催生
selfless
出必然
would
凋
only
谢的花
conceive a
朵。
flower that
它
would
的芬
surely
芳固
wither.
然纯美，
Its fragrance
可
is
若是
rich,
想
but
要
to
嗅
smell
闻
it, one
就
must
得
face
做好
death.
直面死亡的准备。即便如此，
Even so,
你
you
也
will
要和我
oppose
站在
me
对
and
立
let
的
her
一
meet
面
the，sage,
放任他与高
just
塔
to
贤者会
disregarding
面，
her
对
future.
他的未来不管不顾吗？
他的事情不需要你操心。
That's her business, not yours.
每当我替你说出心声，你都会
Every
展
time I
现出
speak
抗
your
拒的
mind,
态
you
度。
resist. Does this mean you
这
haven't
是
made
不是
any
也代表
progress
着
since that
和
time?
那时相比，你实际上一直在原地踏步？又或者说，
Or should I say,
你
you
甚至
haven't
还
even
没有认
acknowledged
可自己？
yourself yet?
你说完了吗？
Are you done? The girl who remained silent stepped between
我
them.
不知道你是谁，
I don't know who
你和
you
高塔
are,
贤
what
者
your
有什么
relationship
关
with the
系？
sages.
但正像
But
我
just
不
as
会
I
全盘
won't
接受
wholly
高塔
accept
贤
the
者的说
sage's
法一
claim,
样，我和
Pele
希
and
尔
I
都
will
会
go
继续
forward.
前进。
Nobody will buy
没
your
有人会
claim
在
here
此
and
时此
now.
刻接受你的说法。高塔贤者说过，
Sage said she has a
他拥有
way
解
to
决问
resolve
题
the
的办法。
problem. Maybe because
或
she's
许因
done
为
good
他
for
为
the
人们
people,
做
I'm
过
willing
好
to
事，
trust her on a basic
所以
level
在与
before
他见
meeting
面
her.
前，我愿意给予他最基本的信任。而你，
But you,
你似乎只对我们
you
个
seem
人
to only
感
take
兴趣。
interest in us.
基
I
于
can
这
make
一点，
guesses about your
我已
identity
经有了一
based
些
on
对
that.
你身份的猜测，但那恰恰与你
But
无关。
ironically, that has nothing to do with you.
至于你说我之后将要
As
遭
for
受
the
的
pain
痛
and
苦和束
suffering you said
缚，
I will suffer. The girl clutched the hand of her other self.
我们并不是这
We
个世
aren't
界的
from
居
this
民，
world, nor do we
也
want
不
to
打
become
算
the
成为什么
sage.
高塔贤者。
But
但在我们生活的
in
世
our world,
界，
a selfless
无
heart
私的
once
心灵
reunited all
曾经
people.
凝聚了
Let
万
faith
众，
transcend
让
death
信仰得以
and
超越
bloom the
死
flower
亡，
of hope that would
并
never
开出
wither
代代
for
相传、
generations.
永不凋零的希望之花。
She looked up to Kiana.
我只是相信，
I just believe the
其他世界
people
的
of the
人
other
们
worlds are
也有
able to
能
do
力
the
做到这一
same.
点。
For that reason,
为
I'm
此，
happy to help
我
them.
很乐意帮助
Not
他
doing
们。
this out of
这不
selflessness.
是什么无私的心灵，恰恰相
On the
反，
contrary,
我是在
I'm
自私地认
selfishly
为，
thinking
我们所
what
相
we
信的东
believe
西，
is
他们就是最好
is
的。
the best. I
我
want to
想做到我们的
do
朋
what
友
our
已
friend
经
has
做到
done,
的事
and
情，
even do it
甚
better.
至想要做得更好。嗯，
Yeah,
我们
we
当然会做
will
得
do
更好。
better.
心灵空间被动摇了，
Mind space is
是我的
shaken.
意志还
Is
无
it
法
that
赢
my
过
will
他们
still
吗？
can't overcome them?
对不起，
Sorry, I
没能
wasn't
帮到
helpful.
你，我亲爱的。
My dear older sister? Okay, so they're actually twins, the sages. The original sage. That was literally only the second stage? Jesus.
无论如何，你们抵达了这里，
Anyhow, you've reached this
那么
place,
我
and
也
I
该
shall
给予你
respect
们
you
相应的
duly.
尊重。如你所见，对应于你们的第二位，我是第一位高塔贤者，也是为你们设下
As you
重
can
重关
see,
卡之人。
to your second, I'm the first sage, and the one who has placed many obstacles in your way. Huh. Well, that explains the veil that she's been covering her face. Interesting. Is this person just like Sele? Is this someone that has two souls? I mean, they do almost look kind of like Sele, just a slightly different hairstyle. Almost a little older, too. Lost track. How many Sele are there? A lot.
你们想必对我抱有诸多疑问。
You must have many
所以，
questions about me,
在
so
无
before
意
we
义的
begin
质辩
arguing
开始前，
pointlessly, please allow
请
me to
容
make
许
a
我进
simple
行简单
statement.
的陈述。
I'm going to assume that she's a form born of the same stigma that Veli was born from, basically. Probably. Something like that. Sage's words were as calm as black feather falling into a lake. Didn't stir any waves, nor would it sink easily. But the oracle that symbolized death and new life behind her added overwhelming weight to her words.
当然，
Sure.
感谢你的理解。
Thank you for your
你的
for
两
your
位同行
understanding.
者已被米斯
Your
特
two
林引
companions
至
have
了
been
足够
guided
安
to
全的
safety
地
by
方，
Miss Down.
而
The
博士
voices
与
of the
律者的
doctor
声
and
音
her
也被
the
贤者的
Hersher have
力
been
量暂
blocked
时
by the
平
power of
断。
the sage for now.
我是不是该替他们
Am I
谢谢你的
supposed to
贴
thank
心？
your thoughtfulness on their behalf?
我只是希望我们的第一次会面，贤者之间的会面，不会
I
受
only
任何
hope
人
our
打扰。
first meeting, the meeting between sages, will not be disturbed by anyone.
少
Drop
拿
the
那
act.
提心坐
I
太，
don't even need to bring
都
up
不
what
用说
happened
再之前的
before.
事情。
Didn't your goon just
刚
pull
刚
us
那
into
莫
a
名
small
其妙
black
把我
room
们
for
拉进小
no
黑屋
reason
的
at
人，
all?
不就是你的手下？
Didn't make any excuses, only skipping the question by remaining silent before speaking again.
我接下来要讲
What I will
的
tell
是你们最
is
关
what
心的事，
concerns you the most.
无论用混乱
Neither
还是意
chaos nor
象加以
anomaly
描
can
述，
describe the
恐怕
influence
都
of
不
two
足以概
sages
括两位高
coexisting.
塔贤者共存所造成的
Judging from
影
my
响。
experience, this will be an
以
irreversible
我的经验来
collapse.
看，这会是一次无法逆转的崩溃。
以你的经验，
Judging from your experience,
更确切地说，来自我个人实践的经验。
which comes from my practice to be
每
exact.
一次离开高
Every time I
塔，
leave the
都会
tower,
让
I
我遭
suffer
受难以想象的
unimaginably.
折磨。
Every time I return to the
当我
tower,
回
the
到
pain and
塔中，
damage is quickly
那种
healed.
创痛和损耗却能很快恢复。米斯特林和普罗米修斯将这种限制我行动的东西定义
Miss
为
Down
规
and
则。
Prometheus define
我
such
则用我自
restriction
己
on
的
my
经
movement
历
as a rule.
证实了
I,
撼动它
however,
必须
used my
付出的代
experience to
价。
confirm the price I must pay for shaking it.
若是规则涉及
If
的
this
范围
rule only
小，
affects a small
代价
area
也
and
容
its
易限
cost is
制。
easy to limit,
反之，
none of
就
this
会
would
出
have
现现
happened.
在这种情况。
所以你其实并非生来就知晓两个世界的所有规则。
So you aren't born knowing all the rules of two worlds.
那么在你眼中，
Then in your
能
eyes,
够
what
解
could
决
be
问
the
题的方
solution
法
be?
又究竟是？
高塔不允许高塔贤者离开，那我便留于高塔。世界不允许两位高塔贤者共
If
存，
the tower
那
does
我
not
便会
allow a
彻底
sage to
抹除一
leave,
位
I
高
will
塔
stay
贤
in the
者。
tower. If the world does not allow two sages to coexist, I will eradicate a sage.
说了这么多，
Isn't this just a
你就是
fancy
想和我们打一架？
way of saying you want to fight us?
我与希尔之间只能有一方存活。
Between
更何
Seele and
况
I, only
这场
one
战
will
斗早
live.
在希尔
What's
步入
more, this
塔中
battle
的那
already
一刻就
began when
开
Seele
始了。
stepped into the tower.
我不过是经由米斯特
I
林
was
提
merely
醒，
hinted by Miss
用了
Down
一
to
个令人
compel you
生厌
two
的
to
方
fight
式来促使你
single-mindedly
们
through
二
a
人
repelling
能够心
measure.
无旁骛的战斗而已。毕竟，高
After
塔
all,
本
the
身
tower
就是
itself
贤
is
者
part
全
of
能
the
的一部
sage's
分。
authority.
你越
The
往
higher you
上，
go, the more
这
it
份
flows
全
into you.
能便会多流向你一分。而在希尔抵达顶层的
Now
当
that Seele
下，
has reached the
你
top
我手握
floor,
的
the
全
authority
能
you hold
已
is
没
no
有明
longer
显
much
区
different
别。
from mine. Huh. I may have misunderstood the spoiler. The spoiler at the beginning of the chapter was that they were trying to transfer the authority to her, or something like that. At first, I thought it was talking about the authority of death, the authority of Sele's Hersher powers. I wonder if it's transferring the authority of the sage to Sele. I mean, I guess either way probably works. But,
我们还有别的选择吗？
We have another choice,
比如，我自行了断，或
which
者
is
不
me
战而
taking my
降。
own life or surrendering without fighting.
如果世界愿意
If the
给予
world
所有
allows
人足
people
够的
enough
时
time,
间，
I may have found
我
a
或
better
许会
way.
找到更好的方法。但
However... However, select your difficulty. As usual, I'm gonna try hard. If the fight's too bullshit and I don't get through it, I'm doing easy. I don't want my immersion ruined.
此刻，你与我
You and
别
I
无
no
选择
longer... No, I have no
决斗
choice at this moment.
已是势在
A
必
battle
行。
is inevitable.
你真的想清楚了吗？
You really thought this through, sister.
这样下去，你只会害
This
死
rate,
自己
you're。only going to ruin yourself.
所谓使命，
You don't forget that so-called duty as soon as...
众生行过白昼，
You're traveling through a long day. Everyone has to surrender out to a long night.
最终由我之手
What?
获牺牲。
In the end, I will attain rebirth with my own hands. So it almost sounds like she is like
你
Sele.
当前
They did learn you can skip the pre-fight scene if you do want to, but you're head against it. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
心谛听，
Listen
这来
closely
自
to
生
life's
灵的
call.
呼唤。
这是想
Why
要
is there
摸
so
我
many?
们吗？
You trying to outflank us?
按照以往的经验，他们之中一定存在着所谓的真身。我们耐心找找
Based on what
吧。
we've seen, one of them must be real. We have to look for it. How do you tell? See, this is the kind of mechanic I hate because it doesn't fucking tell you shit. It doesn't tell you fuck all.
你当前心谛听，这来自生灵的呼唤。
It's not the same mechanic
这是想围观我们
as
吗？按照以往的经验，
Senti.
他们之中一定存在着所谓的真身。我们耐心找找吧。拜托了，另一个我，真拿你没办法。
What? Why'd you change target? Okay, and my dodge just... Stop changing target! What the fuck?
你的力量吧，希尔。
I swear targeting in this game has been just getting worse. What? Why? What the
跟我一起
fuck?
战斗吧。是是是。
默契的配合。那么，
Connection. Now close your eyes
请
and
闭
reach
目
out.
感受
Try to connect to those
这
memories
来
left
自
behind by the
王者的余
deceased.
意。
等待时机，像刚才那样攻击真身吧。
Like, it's not hard, it's just the targeting is fucking me over.
不愧是第二位贤者。
You really are the second sage, but do you know the
你
difference
又
between
能否
life
辨
and death?
明这生与死
Oh,
的
I'm
界
supposed to
限
parry. What? Okay. Dodge the white ones,
我们需要
parry
用
the
不同
black
的方式应对
ones?
攻击。
别慌，集中注意力就好。
是我搞错了应对方式吗？要保持冷静
What?
才行。
Okay. And of course, gotta do it again. I'll try it one more time, but... This game's timing and stuff just isn't that good for me to have fun with a difficult fight like this. And again, the targeting in that first phase is absolute bullshit.
你当潜心谛听，这来自生灵的呼唤。这是想围攻我们吗？
按照以往的经验，他们之中一定存在
Oh
着
my
所谓的
god.
真身。
I'm not taking that much damage. See, the thing I hate with this is the way this game works when it comes to dodging and stuff, the indicators suck. Most of the indicators in this game are absolute garbage. Same thing with Genshin. They're really bad at making indicators. The old fights have better
这是
indicators.
想围攻我们吗？
按照以往的经验，他们之中一定存在着所谓的真身。
Like, I thought I dodged too early there, but apparently that was dodged right on time. What the fuck? And now I have no idea which one it is. I think it's... No, not that one. Is it this one? I have no fucking clue because you friggin' flew across the arena. That one, apparently. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna do easy mode. The targeting is so bad. Why is it changing target like that? I hate it because this looks like it could be a fun fight if it worked. But it's not my targeting is flying across the arena. Fucking game. I hate this. I hate this because I want to have fun doing the difficult fight, but I don't get to have fun doing the difficult fight. Because they keep making fights that they don't test the mechanics well enough
他们
themselves.
之中一定存在着所谓的真身，我们耐心找找吧。和我一起战斗吧！
是是是。默契的配合，那么，请闭目感受这来自王者的余意。
等待时机，像刚才那样攻击真身吧。
I went... Don't!
去吧，西尔。
This is so frustrating. The targeting is so... Changed again! Stop fucking changing! What the fuck?
不愧是第二位贤者。
No, it's still not working.
你又能否辨明这生与死
It's
的
still
界限
being bad.
看来我们需要用不同的方式应对攻击。
Oh,
别
okay.
慌，集中注意力就好。
是我搞错了应对方式吗？
What? Oh, that's a bait.
居然是假动作。
这可骗不了我们。
Can't fool us. Excuse me? Excuse me, I hit the dodge
冷
button.
静才行。
你就这点本事？你 你既已目见离
啊
析，就该知晓。
You crumble
它
firsthand.
绝
You
非世
thought
界
to
应有
know.
的
It's not how the world should be.
唯有相遇为一，
The only way to achieve
才能获得
salvation is to
救赎。
become one with another.
这一次只有2位绅士，
Only 2 articles.
说不定是高塔贤
Okay.
者累了，
The
用不了
sage
人
is
海
too
战
tired to
术
think tacitly.
但他们的样子不太对劲。拜托，
And my ult
另一
go
个
off.
我真拿你没办法。
Camera.
拥抱你的力量吧，夏。
Whoa. The hell? Okay.
和我一起战斗吧！是是是。
生杀予夺，一念之间。
Another one of these mechanics.
黑白绅士的攻击
Hello,
就会
Johnny.
守着我们的约定。
Welcome to me being frustrated
毕
by
竟，
this
他们也在与
game's
范本的
mechanics
对
not
战
working
中
very well.
不断完善着已有的共生关系。
范
Well-
本，
Okay, can you stop being invincible? What? Okay, just randomly got hit by something. Oh, I love a good parry mechanic.
皆无可逃。
小心被击中可就糟糕了。
God, it's- Just so happens to be one coming near me.
生命中有尽时，
Life may end, but faith remains unshaken.
你们是否做好了准
Are
备？
you ready?
你有完没完？
You done yet?
拥抱你的力量吧，夏。
But yeah, no, my targeting keeps breaking, so I went to easy mode. I wish I could stay... I wish I could stay in the hard mode, because the hard mode looks like it could have been fun if my targeting didn't randomly whip around the
一起战斗
place.
吧，是是是。
See, I don't mind the boss mechanics. I liked the boss mechanics. The problem is the base game has issues, and they refuse to fix those issues. They've existed since the beginning of the game. So from now on, Pele has become the real sage. Congratulations.
まさか
You
最初
intended
から
to make me the sage from the start. But yeah, like, I like a difficult fight. The problem is the game has to work, right? Like, there has to be mechanics that work in the game. The first phase, there's like, what, 8 or 9 of them spinning around the edge of the room. You have to find the real one and attack it. Your targeting has to work for that. I went to the real one, attacked it, and then my character literally flew to the other side of the arena and targeted something else. Why? Targeting has been an issue in this game for a very long time. I mean, I think the biggest example is Asaka, right? Frickin' Asaka and you have to target the hands? Good luck targeting those hands. Your character is going to change target to the body over and over and over again. You will never be able to target the hands. Why they won't just give us a lock-on button and let us toggle targets with a button press, I don't know. It's what PGR does. It's weird to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's so much better. Because you know you're going to attack the right thing. It's what most MMOs do. But nope, they want to have some weird dynamic thing that is based on character facing and or camera facing. I mean, if it was camera based, it would probably be better, but it seems to be character facing. So I dash through an enemy, My character is now facing at someone on the other side of the room. Oop, that's who I'm targeting now. They dash all the way across the arena and attack them instead. That could have been such a cool hard boss fight. I wish I could have done the heart of that. Blech. And the funny thing is, even if I change my lock-on setting to the closest, it probably would still jump to the ones right beside it. Like, there's no... They just need a lock-on. The game has needed a lock-on forever. Genshin needs a lock-on. Yeah, like, it specifically with Seele, it's really, really bad. And they made a boss that's just really bad with it. The fault of getting big? It's not even of getting big, right? It's caring. The management in the company doesn't care. There's writers that care. There's artists that care. There's people in the company that care about the product. But most of the management just wants money. And they don't understand anything other than do what makes us more money. So of course they're going to make good quality story, but then the fights are bullshit because the gameplay doesn't support it. Like, imagine how unpopular the Souls games would be if the basic targeting and movement mechanics were garbage, right? No one would play them. And I know that for sure because there's Dark Souls clones, right? You can find cheap Souls-like games on Steam, and their mechanics are garbage, and nobody plays them. Everyone makes fun of them because they're really bad. The fundamental parts of the game are so much more important. Yeah, honestly, that would fix everything. Because I don't mind a facing-based targeting so long as I can click a button, lock on, and it doesn't change. And then when I want to change target, I'll unlock, go use facing to change target, and then I'll lock on again. Perfect solution. But they won't add it. I mean, it wouldn't even be that hard for mobile, is the thing. I guarantee you they could make it work for mobile. Could probably even make it work without adding an extra button, right? Just make it tap the monster at the center of your screen or something and it locks onto it. Tap the center of your screen again, it unlocks. That's a very easy way to do it. But probably never gonna happen. The battle that took place at the top of the tower is settled. As in every duel that has been fought in history, the moment one's weapon hit the ground, their death would be sealed. The only surprising thing was, the one that was supposed to die showed only peace and tranquility. Aw, she's got her hood back up. Come on, she looked cool with her hood down. Hey, Chiu. You won, Sarah. You have the power to reassure me. A loss is a loss. You are the ones to inherit this authority. Look, it has begun. Despite not fully understanding this power, the two Seles could feel a certain energy welling up inside them. Yet at the same time, it was drying up on the opposite side. Are you ready for this? Ready to transfer all your power to me? You knew this, why didn't you just surrender? This would end the collapse of this world earlier, wouldn't it? No, Sele, that's not the problem. Although our physical condition is improving and the world has temporarily stopped collapsing, why is she looking weaker and weaker? I mean, you saw what's under the hood. She isn't even complete. You're no longer the sage. Shouldn't the rule be balanced again? But your appearance. Does handing out the sage's authority mean anything else to you? Oh, we saw a tip of her hair peek out. That's interesting. I wonder if the left side of her head always looked like that, and they just animated her in a way that we never noticed.
不管怎么说，她也算是自己。
Regardless, she wanted to give us that.
希儿，你不用
Lily, don't be so worried about her. Both she and us are only conforming to the rules of this
目
world.
前都是在顺应这个世界的规则而已。
这一次，他说的倒是没
He's
错。
right this time.
这场战斗本
This
身
battle itself, everything that is
现在发生
happening
的一
now,
切
the existence of the sage,
包括
all
高塔贤者
confirm
这
to
个
the
存
rules
在
of this world.
都是在
狡猾的女
You
人，
sly woman, showing up after we're done fighting. Mortals
两
such
位
as
贤
I
者之间
don't
的斗
dare
争，
interrupt the battle
我
between
们
two
凡人可不能
sages.
插手呢。
米斯特林，你前一句是
Stone,
什么
what did
意
you
思？
mean? Why has the
为什么
sage
高塔
become
贤
like
者会变
this?
成这个样子？
很简单，贤者的全能对于你们来说，可能只是一种力量，
Simply put, to you the sage's
但对于
authority
高塔
might
贤者
only
来
be a
说，
power,
却
but
是
to
他
her
赖
it
以
is the
维持
energy
存
that
在的能
sustains
源。
her.
毕竟，长时间维持自身的存在是
Difficult
一
to
件很
maintain
麻
one's
烦的事情。
existence for an abnormal
对于
stigma.
异种圣痕而言，
你的意思是，
You mean she's
她
another
也是被你那个圣痕计
bother
划造出
created
来
by
的
your
麻烦？
project stigma?
当面说人家是麻
Calling someone a
烦，
bother in their
可不
face
太礼
isn't
貌
very
呢。
polite.
而且，
And
比
compared
起
with
有
the
些
dense
迟钝的
Sele,
希尔，
the acute
这
Sele
边
has
这位
long
敏锐
noticed
的
it.
希尔，似乎早就察觉到了。
You!
确实我已经有
I
所
can
猜
guess
测
it,，but I hope you can
但
explain
还
it
是希望你们
personally.
能亲口把来龙去脉解释清楚。我们有权对这一切讨
We
要
have
一
the
个
right
解
to demand
释，
an explanation,
不管是
whether
作为
as
这
the
场
winners
战
of
斗的
this
赢
battle,
家，还是作为新
or as
生
the
的高塔
newborn
贤者。
sages of the High Tower.
说得好，希尔。
Well
我
said,
们有什么
Sele.
理由相
Why
信
should we
两个
believe you
满口
two
语
Riddlers?
的人？
That I cannot
诚然如
deny.
此，无法反驳。那么，贤者大
Well
人，
then, great sage,
你有
what
何
do you
想法呢
think? We gonna find out her name anytime soon?
我会向你们说明一
I will
切，
explain everything to you
不过
in a more
是
efficient
用更
manner.
加有效率的方式。剩余的力量
The
应
power
该足
left
够。
should suffice.
原来如此。
I see.
这倒是
This
非
is
常
how
符
we
合我们
usually
的
do
作风呢。
things.
啊，
Hmm?
不过
Is that...
倒是
As she said so, a light appeared before the two Sele. It rapidly swelled. I'm assuming this is the other sage.
这种感觉，
This feeling...
喂，你该不会又要？
Hey, you're not going to... Before they could react, a familiar feeling engulfed them, as if returning to a dream.
希尔，你还好吗？
Sele, are you okay?
我没问题。
I'm okay. Luckily, we aren't thrown into different worlds this time. No, you're in a dream.
而且这个感觉
And it feels
跟那个
basically
米
the
斯特林
same as
当
the
初
trick
使
Miss
用的
Down
把戏
played in the
简直如出一
beginning.
辙。
Hmm.
我猜想，高
I'm
塔
guessing
贤
the
者使
sage
用了
used
和
a
他
power
类似的
similar
能
to
力。
hers.
现在的这片空
This
间，
pace is probably a dream
恐
she's
怕是
showing
他展现
us.
给我们的梦境。哼，不愧是
Birds
一
of a
丘之
feather
貉，
flock together.
连手段都差不多。但是，他对我们应该已经没有恶意
She
了。
shouldn't be hostile
现
towards
在的梦
us.
境
This dream can
大
be
概
seen
类
as a
似于为
projection
了起
meant
到
for
解释说
explaining
明作用
things.
而放给我们看的投影。既然如此，它
Thus
就
it
应该
should
是
be
无害的。
harmless.
你可真是的，都被人强行
I
拉进
can't
梦境
stand
里
you.
了
You got pulled
还
into
这
a
么
dream
好
and you're
使
still a goody two-shoes.
不过也好，
But
趁
fine.
这个机
We
会，
can use this
我们就一
opportunity
起
to
去
look
逛逛吧。
around.
希尔，
Really?
我的意思是，既
What
然
I'm
是给我
saying
们看的
is,
投影
if，it's a projection
总
meant
得
for
在
us
什
to
么地
see,
方藏
must
了
be
点讯
hiding
息
a
吧。
message somewhere.
我们就去把那些讯
We'll
息
dig
挖
that
出来。
message out.
好
Yeah,
呀，
we'll do it together,
我们一
silly.
起去。希尔，啊，是白世界
Ah,
的居民
residents of the
们，
White World.
但
But
是
they
和
seem
之前
different
看
from
起来不太
before.
一样。 凑近听听他们在说什么吧。
Closer and hear what they're talking about.
老头子，你还
Oh
好
man,
吧？
are you okay? I'm fine. It's
没
nothing.
问题的，小人。
早就跟你说了，别
I
逞
told you not to
强。
push yourself. That
你那
body
身
of
子
yours
骨
is
又不
different
比
from the
从前
past.
了。
How can I
可这
miss
祈祷
this
日
day of
怎么能缺
prayers?
席呢？
We've been praying all our
咱们都祈
lives.
祷一
If
辈
we
子
slacked
了，
off in these last
最
2
后这
days,
几天里
it would be all for
要是
naught.
怠慢了，那不就功亏一篑了吗？
什么最后这几天的？瞎说什么呢？
What do you mean these last few days? Don't spout nonsense.
贤者大人会指
The
引
great
我们，
sage will guide us
带我们
where we
前
should
往
go,
该去的地
right?
方的，对吧？
No,
就算
even
你
if you
这么
say that,
说，
at our age, can we really walk
咱们
there?
这把年纪了，还走得动吗？
奇怪，以前在白世界见过的居民，应该不会说出这种话。
Weird. Residents from the White World I
我见过的那些鬼魂，大
met
部分也
before
都很
wouldn't say
虔
anything
诚。
like that.
这两个人是
I've
所
seen
谓异
these
端吗？
wisps. Most of them are very
不
devout.
好说。再
But
看
these two
看吧。
people, odd ones out. Wait for sure. Let's watch more. I hate how fast some of these are, and you just nearly miss everything. Hmm.
唉，镇上的酿造
The
房听
brewery
说
in
也快
town
开
is
不
on the
下
brink
去
of
了，
closing down. Am I going to
难不
lose my
成
job
我
again?
又得失业了？
那也没办法吧。
It
麦子
can't
收
be
成一年
helped.
不
The
如一
wheat
年，
harvest is getting
是
worse
还
by
喝
the
得下去。
year. Nobody can afford to drink alcohol anymore.
不过我早觉得自己不适合这份工作
I
了。
realized long ago that I'm not
比起
suited
打
for
过
this
那些瓶
job.
瓶罐
Instead of
罐，
fiddling with bottles and
我还
cans,
是
I'm
更
more
擅长跟
suited
人聊
for
天。
talking with others.
哎，你说，如
Hey,
果
if
我
I
在祈
said
祷的
more
时候
during
多
my
念叨几句，
prayers, do you think the great
贤者
sage
大
will give me
人
the
会
opportunity
不会
to
赐我
open
一
an
个
inn
开
or
旅馆之
something?
类的工作？
我天天
I
祈祷
pray
今年
for
大
a
丰
good
收，
harvest
也
every
没见
day,
贤
but the
者大
great
人开恩呢
sage。doesn't bestow
再
that
说，
upon me.
这年纪，
In such
你还
times,
指
how
望能
many
有几个女
tourists are you expecting?
只活在传说里的
The
贤者
great
大
sage
人，
lives only in
他真的能为我
legends.
们做
Can
到
he
什么
really
吗？
help us at all?
看样子，这幻境里
It's
是
like
一个
this
没有
illusion
高塔
doesn't
贤者
have
的
a
世界。
sage. No wonder
怪
everyone
不得
seems
这
so
些人都
lost.
跟丢了魂似的。
喂，你还在这愣什么呢？怪物又出现了，就在前面。
Yeah, some of these are ones we can recognize for sure. Hey, why are you still standing there? The monsters appeared again. They're right in front.
真的，
Really?
昨天
Didn't
不是
they
才
appear
刚刚出现
yesterday?
吗？我还没做
I
完
haven't
今天的
finished
祈
my
祷呢。
prayers for today. If the oracles can
要
appear
是神使
again.
能显灵一次，
哎呀，别神使了，
Who
这话
cares
留着
about
回
the
家跟你爷爷
oracles
说吧。
now? Tell that to your grandfather when you get home.
糟了，他们朝这里过来了！
Darn it,
大家
they're
快跑
coming
啊！
this way. Everyone run.
幻境里怎么还
What
有
are
怪物？
monsters doing in this illusion?
也只能先击败他们，再继续
We'll
调
have to
查
take them
了。
out
和我
before
一起
continuing
找
our
找吧。
search.
是是是。
Oh?
这个斯坦
Oh, I can tell. You must be the
一定是
legendary
传说中的神
oracle.
使。
拥抱你的力量吧。
The oracle's here. The oracle's here.
真不说，
I
明明我
don't
们
like
先出的手，
this. We were
功劳倒
first,
是都归
clearly.
他了。
Be getting all the credit. The dream.
我们跟过去看看。
Let's go check it out, Sailor. Hmm? Zoom. Oh, who it is?
果然是他，
So it is her.
他怎么不理我们？
Why is she ignoring us? Because it's a dream.
我想，这个梦境里的人应
I
该都
think the
看不见
people
我
in
们。
this dream cannot see us.
这应该只是一个
Probably
用于
because
展
this
示
is a
往事
dream
的梦
used to
境。
show the past.
刚
Those
才那些居
residents
民
just
们
now
也
didn't
对我
react
们
to
没有
us
反
either.
应吗？
话虽这样说，
That
可
being
能是
said,
怪
those
物不就有
monsters
反应。
reacted to us, no?
没什么，就对这
Nothing,
个
I'm
高
just
塔贤
annoyed
者
at
发
this
点牢骚
age.
罢了。
So since it's her past, it means that...
所以，既然是往事，也就是说，这个梦境里的
The
事
things
情
that are happening in
发
this
生
dream
在高塔
occurred when the
贤者
sage
刚
was
刚诞
just
生的
born.
时候。
应该是这
Yeah,
样。
it's probably so.
明明是传说中的神明，却在这种时
Even
候
though
才
she's
诞
supposed to
生
be
吗？
a god in the legends, she was born in such times.
我懂了，这就
Oh,
是
I
山痕
got
计
it.
划那
This
段时
was
间
when
里发生
Project
的事情
Stigma
吧。
was executed. Would make sense.
被那个女人有意无
That
意
woman
制造出
somehow
来的一
created an
种伤
abnormal
痕，
stigma
流
that
落
fell
到了一
into
个
a
有
bubble
着贤者传
universe.
说的世界
It
炮
has
里，
a legend about a
并成功
sage.
适应了这个世界炮
Therefore,
里
the
的规
abnormal
则，
stigma
成为
accustomed
了他们的
herself
高
with the
塔
rules of
贤
this
者。
bubble universe and became their great sage. I mean, stigmas are made of memories, so probably fell into a role that suited her.
也有可能是原
Or
本
maybe
存
the
在于这个
sage
世
that
界炮
originally
里的贤
existed
者
in
已
this
经
bubble
消失，
universe had disappeared,
而拥
and
有类似
abnormal
能力的
stigma
一
with
种伤
similar
痕，
powers
恰好填
coincidentally
补了
took
这
the
个空
previous
缺。
sage's place.
不论如何，在贤者
Regardless,
到
the
达这
faith
里
of the
之
people in
前，
this universe
这
was
个世
already
界的贤者
wavering
信
before the
仰
sage
显然已经
came.
出现了动摇。
那当然了，毕竟他们
Of
崇拜的
course,
贤
after
者，
all, the sage
这个
that
世
they
界里根
worshipped
本就
didn't
不
even
存在。
exist at this point in time.
这样也就能解释一种伤痕
That
为
would
什么
also
会自愿
explain
背
why
负
the
起贤
abnormal
者的使
stigma
命
was
了。
willing to take on the sage's duty.
你听，
Listen,
当他
when
第
she
一次来
first
到
came
这
to
个
this
世界，
universe, she was
还
confused
在
and
为不
didn't
了
know
解
her
自己的存
purpose.
在意义而懵懂的时
First
候，
thing she heard
最先听
was...
到的声音是。
天哪，真的是贤者
Gosh,
大人！
there really is the
贤者
sage.
大
The
人
sage has
显灵
appeared.
了！
So she probably doesn't have a name. All she knows is sage.
谢谢您帮我们击退了怪物。
Great sage, thank you for
贤者大人
defeating those monsters for us.
贤者大人，您能
Great
为我们带
sage,
来
can you
下
bring
一
us
季
a
度的丰收
bountiful
吗？
harvest next season?
我这一辈子的祈祷
I prayed all
就
my
是为
life
了
in
有
hopes
朝
that
一
one
日
day I can
能够
personally
亲
witness
眼
you,
见到
great
您呐，
sage.
贤者大人。
我是
I
贤，
am sage.
请您为我们指引前路吧，
Please guide us
贤
into
者
the
大人。
future, great sage.
请您为我们指引前路吧，贤者
Please
大
guide
人。
us into the future, great sage.
指引贤者。
Guide, sage.
是的，
Yes,
我是这个世
I
界
am the
的
sage of this
贤
universe.
者。
The scene before their eyes swiftly changed, and the two sailors realized that they were quickly reviewing the marks that the sage had left on this universe. The entire universe's prayers gathered at the top of the tower.
贤者大人，希望您能为我们带来
Great
安宁。
sage, please bring us peace. Yeah? She just coincidentally happened to show up when they were at a dire need. And it was she was basically almost like brainwashed, right? An adult person with memories and thoughts, but not knowing who she is. Everyone immediately tells her who she is and thanks her for showing up and shows appreciation and worship. It basically shaped her. It's interesting because it's different from the other abnormal stigma we've heard of, right? The other abnormal stigma entered worlds and created a place for themselves. But she fell into a place Which might be why she was also a lot stronger than a lot of the others.
圣城东南角的住宅区需要2名神使进行护卫。
The residential area at the southeast of Holy City needs 2 more oracles to protect the people.
贤者大人，请为我指引
Great
前进的
Sage,
方
please
向
lead
吧。
me forward.
需要1名神使带他前往西部的磨坊。
I need
那
us
里
an
正在
oracle
招
to
收
bring
女
her
工。
this grist mill in the west. They are hiring there.
哎，是怪物！
There are
贤者大人，
monsters,
救
Great
救我呀！
Sage, save me.
4名神使立
And
刻
4
出发救
oracles to
援。
rescue them.
原来以前都是靠
To
神
use the
使跑
oracles to
腿
run the errands.
也真是苦了这些白家伙，这要比中招
Those
小
white
兔还
fellas
难
have it
吧
rough. They've got to be busier than Project Bunny. It's funny.
虽然效率还比较
Although it's
低，
not really
但
efficient
是和贤
compared
者
to the
降临
time
之
before
前
the
相
sage
比，
appeared, this
世界的
universe
秩
does
序
have a
确
better
实
order
稳定了
now.
很多。而且，不只是
Not
这
just
边的
this
世
side of the
界，
universe.
贤者大人，
Great Sage,
请
please
带
bring
他
him to
前
where
往
he
该
should
去
go.
的地方吧。
该开始了呢。今天的
Time
位
to
置，
begin today's consolation. It's crazy just seeing the hair now. There's tiny peaks of her like quantum part of her face. The fact that we've just never noticed that before. It makes me wonder if in the early chapters it existed. If she ever did any animations and you could see that and we just didn't notice. Or if they purposely avoided it. Just as they heard, the sage began her devout prayer. She started to shine with a pale white light, and subtle threads of the same color gathered here from all around Salt Snow Holy City, creating bridges through her body. And she guided those bridges to the other world. While shooting stars soared through the endless night and scattered in the country of iron sand. Life and death, white and black. The death of these 2 combined bubble universes was delayed. They became a more ample place.
这样就好。
I'll do.
原来如此，
I see, so those wisps
这些鬼魂还
weren't
真没
lying.
说
The sage's
是
power
贤
did
者
guide
的
them
力
to
量
the
把他们引
so-called
渡到了
afterlife.
所谓的死后世界。
At least they had their memories, emotions, and prayers.
作为普罗米修斯口中的异种圣痕，它倒可以说是相当稳定而又无害了。
Prometheus called her an abnormal stigma, but she's rather stable and harmless.
如果没有最近的这些意
It wasn't for
外，
those accidents that happened recently. Hmm?
当然，事情不可能真的如此顺利。否
Of
则，
course, things can't
她又怎么
possibly
会
go
有
that
同宇宙
smoothly.
把
Otherwise,
你
why
们
would
骗
she
到了
work
这
with
个
hair
世
to
界？
deceive you into this world? Is this the sister?
什么声音？
Whose voice is that?
希尔，你也听见了？
Hey, you heard it too.
再好好看看。
Take a better look.
当圣
When
的
those
光
lights
经
pass
过
through
她
her
的身
body
体
and are
那
guided
已
to the
经
land of the
四舍
dead,
五入的时候，你们不觉得
don't you feel
有
like
什么
they
东
take
西
something
被
away
从
from
她
her
身上一
body?
并带走了吗？
这个声音又
Voice.
是你吗？
Is it you again?
察觉到了吗？
You've realized. Well, it's to be expected. Once
会
bitten,
生
twice
二
shy.
回熟吗？况且，了解来
Plus,
龙去
the
脉
two of you are the
本来
ones
就
who
是你
wanted
们
to
自己
understand
的要
everything that
求。
happened.
少在这里装神
Enough
弄
with your
鬼！
smokes and
给我
mirrors.
出来！
Show yourself. Ignoring Cele's yells, the scene before their eyes began to change quickly again. Through a rift, the changes in the 2 worlds began to selectively appear like lantern slides. They saw plenty of uninvited guests in them too. Of course, be it the short interlude caused by the assassin from the Sea of Quanta, or the not-so-pleasant first meeting that Miss Stone had with the sage, they all appeared before the 2 Celes, up until the revelation of the contract that Cele was roped into.
看到普罗米修斯这么有干劲，贤者大人肯定也能放心了吧？
I mean, it's entirely possible she's not able to do what the sage needs to do forever. If her, like, we've seen her face, right? kind of like what happened to Schrödinger. She's starting to fade. She only half exists. Which makes you wonder if there's going to be a connection between her and Schrödinger at all. Paige must feel assured seeing Prometheus work so
为了报
hard.
答收留之
To
恩，
repay your
我们一
hospitality,
定会管理
we'll
好圣
definitely
城给你
manage the
看。
holy city well.
我说过，不在
But
意你们
before,
真
I
正的
don't
目
care
的，
about your true motive,
只
as
要你
long
们
as
做
what
的
you
是
do
有
aids
利
in
于世界
maintaining
秩
the
序的
order
事
of this universe.
就好。正如你那天所指
You
出的，
mentioned that day,
我对
there are
圣城的
loopholes
管
in
理
my
存在巨大
management
的
of
漏
Holy
洞，
City. I
不能
cannot leave
长
the
时间
tower
离
for
开
an
高
extended
塔，
period of
却又
time,
必须亲
but
自
I
出
must
面处
handle
理纠
conflicts
纷。
personally.
是呢，
Exactly,
不只
so
需
not
要
only
负
do
责
you
预言
need a
的隐
hermit
士
who can
还需要
prophesize,
我们这
but
样的
also
帮手呀。
assistants like us. Is that what's going on? That's kind of funny.
看起来，米斯特林和普罗米修斯会来到这里，
Looks
真
like
的只是
Mistel
个
and
巧合。
Prometheus really came here by coincidence.
而且他们也的确改良了这个世界
And
的
they
运作
truly
方式，
improved the operations
让
of
一
this
切变得更
universe.
加井然
Everything
有
became
序，
more orderly,
而不是
instead of
选择
simply
无条件
capturing
捕
the
捉一种
abnormal
深海。
stigma.
别被他骗了，希尔。
Don't be deceived,
这个女
Sele.
人从
This
来就
woman
没
is
安什
never
么好
good
心，
at heart. Or
或者
rather, she
说
doesn't have a
她
heart
根
at
本就没
all.
有人心。
He's trying.
她干一件好事，没准
Perhaps
就是
she's
在为
doing
下一
something
件
good
坏
now
事
to
攒点罪
excuse the
福呢。
sins she'll commit in the future.
要不然，为什么我们会被拖到这里？
Otherwise, why would we be dragged here? Okay, so where does Vita come into this?
无论如何，普罗米修斯达成了承诺的第一步。关于这一点，我必须
Regardless,
向你表
Prometheus
示
has
感谢。
completed the first step of our agreement. I must thank you for that.
那么，
Then,
米
Miss
斯特林山雅
Delmchayak, you're responsible for the
你负
second
责的
step.
第二步
When can you begin?
会从什么时候开始呢？来了，就是这里。
Look, here it is. Most important part of the conversation soon
毕
appeared.
竟，我和她，希尔弗勒艾小姐
After all, she and I, Miss Cele
也
Volere,
算是老相识了
are
嘛。
pretty much old friends. Veli's gonna snap at that.
这家伙，
Hey,
果
she
然
gave
露出了
herself
马脚
away.
作为一个范本来说，
As a template
你所
right
渴
now,
求
she
的
has
那
the
种平
exact
衡状
balance
态，
that you seek.
几乎和她现在的情况一模一样。浑然天成的双生一体，
Two lives
非
live
人之物
naturally
与
in
人
one
类的完
body,
美
the
结合。
perfect harmony between someone
以
human
它为
and
参
someone
考
who isn't.
你一定能找
With
到
her as your
关于
reference,
这
you
两
can
个世
surely
界的
find
答
the
案。
answer to these two worlds.
这种高高在上的态度，
Can someone recap it? Like, what's going on now? Originally, they went to Nagazora to investigate some crimes that were happening. It was meant to be a small mission. Although there was apparently an organization that was planning to attack. They found out the organization was fake, and it was literally just a single person. It was a single gray serpent trying to scare people away so that he could create himself a realistic human body. Because the gray serpent believed that being a mutated mechanoid thing that he is wasn't really living. He was used by Mistelm to trick them into the Sea of Quanta, and they were pulled into a bubble universe. That bubble universe is actually two bubble universes that had collided with each other, which we know can happen. We've seen that in one of the visual novels. Normally when that happens, they kind of just merge into one and become a single world. But this one had a belief system of the land of the living and the land of the dead, and a lot of fervent believers in it. And these two worlds, when they collided, created an underworld and an overworld. And the two bubble universes are barely hanging on and keeping that balance. And when the world almost fell apart, it sounds like, we're finding here a stigma, which basically, living memories is the best way I can put it, was born into this world and took the role of Sage, basically the god of this world. Similar to a Hersher, but not quite a Hersher. The Sea of Quanta equivalent of a Hersher. And she's been trying to maintain the balance of these two bubble universes that are barely hanging on. Because naturally, like I said, as far as we know in the lore, two bubble universes collide, they completely merge into a single world. She is trying to keep the worlds from doing that, I guess. Trying to keep this balance of an underworld and an overworld. And it looks like the reason of that is they're trying to get Sele to become the new Sage. I'm assuming they think Sele could save this world somehow. But I don't know. But yeah, that is a very, very, very brief summary of the last, like, 3 chapters. And I guess the only thing I really missed out on is that when they came to this world, the two Sele's were separated. The light Sele was in the land of the living, the dark Sele was in the land of the dead. And the Hersher of Sentience was pulled into this as well, and then the Hersher of Sentience was pulled into the land of the dead with Feliona, which helped them communicate. In the dark, to be honest? Oh, you've missed a lot. This is all happening after Kiana saved the world. Honkai isn't a major issue on the world anymore. The world is mostly safe now. So now, Bubble Universe. But Sele is currently the main character of the story. The main arc with Mei, Bronya, and Kiana ended with Chapter 35. Well, no, it didn't poof. Kiana's stuck on the moon. Again, very, very, very brief summary. Kiana beat Kevin while they were fighting over the power of God, so Kiana became the goddess of Earth. She now has power over all Honkai on Earth, and she's so powerful if she goes to the Earth will die. She will literally just infect everything on the Earth will just die if she goes down, so she's stuck on the moon. Until the Earth gets strong enough. They claim they think the world will get strong enough within 10 years. I call bullshit, but they claim 10 years is all it takes for the world to be able to support her. Which APHO happened 8 years after those events. So apparently, within 2 years of the story, and this is 6 months after that, so within a year and a half of this, Kiana should be able to go back, apparently. Yeah, if she steps on Earth, everyone's dead. I don't know if the planet will evaporate, but anything living probably will. She is basically 13 Hershers in one. She is ridiculously powerful. Yeah, they literally set up a super powerful satellite system so that they can call her. And of course, the people that are Honkai resistant, like Mei, Bronya, her dad, whatever, people who can resist Honkai are able to visit her, and they've said that they will. We don't know if they actually have it all, but apparently they can visit her on the moon. But yeah, we haven't really heard much about Kiana since the new arc started. It's been completely focusing on Sele. Wait, she said 2 lives in 1 body. That means we are the template for that the sage wants. Are you gonna realize now, the other voice? Indeed, if they are really how you describe them to be, perhaps we can find a way to rescue both worlds from them.
毕竟我很清楚，
After
我
all,
并不是
I am
真正的
certain I
高
am
塔
not the
贤
real
者。
sage.
我见过很多异种圣痕，
I've
他
met
们
a
要
lot
么
of
是沉溺
normal
于自我欺
stigmata,
骗，
and they either wallow
要
in
么是察觉真
self-deception
相
or
后
give
自
up on
暴自
themselves
弃。
after finding out the truth. Oh, and yeah, there's the last detail. Abnormal stigmata basically misdown after the end of the story, which, she is a stigma, so she was a being created from memories. Specifically, she was created from Kiana's mom's memories, back in Second Eruption. And she is the real reason that after Second Eruption, most of Russia still had tons of Honkai. Because she is basically... She was a big ball of Honkai, constantly causing corruption around her. And she joined with Kevin so that she could fix that problem. And she helped execute execute Project Stigma. And ever since the end of the story with Kiana winning, she's been wandering, trying to find other stigmas that were born from Project Stigma and save them. Whether it's putting them out of their misery if they're suffering, or taking them. We don't know what she does with them. But she has apparently been collecting some of the more stable ones, and we don't know. And yeah, that's basically what the stigma... They're called forms, I believe they used the term. Basically, they're stigma that have become powerful enough and stable enough to exist in the real world, instead of just as a memory. And we found out that basically that is what Veliona is. Veliona is a natural stigma. She is a stigma that became powerful enough on her own to exist and share a body with Seele. And someone like you who is conscious and decisive, who can accept yourself as an entity that's not human, yet shoulder the duty of rescuing humans. I must say, it comforts me.
我并不能听懂你的全部解
I
释，
don't understand some of the
但是
explanations,
从诞生的那一
but
刻
from the
起，
moment I was born,
从我
after I
开始
listened to
聆
the
听人
people
们的
pray,
祈祷
I
以
began
后，
to realize
我就逐渐察觉到了，维护这两个
to
世界的
maintain
稳
the
定，
stability of the
这
two
是我自
worlds
然
is my
接下的
natural
使命，
duty, but not the
却不是
power I
我
was
与生
born
俱
with.
来的能力。我不觉得认知到这一点
I
有
don't
何
think
困
it's
难。
difficult to acknowledge
另
that,
外，
and as long
只
as
要
I
我还
try
在
to
尝试稳
stabilize
定这
these
两
two
个世界，
worlds,
就能
I'll be
察
able
觉
to
到它们
detect
分
when they
裂的趋
separate.
势。
是啊，
Yes, because in the end, you're not a creation that belongs to this universe.
被你引向彼岸的鬼火们，
The wisps
还
that
是
were
无法
led
维
to
持自
by
身的
you
独立
still
存在。
cannot sustain themselves as independent
更进一步
existences.
说，
Furthermore,
你并不具备
you don't have the
让非
ability
人
to
之
turn
物变成人
non-humans
的
into
能力，
humans. That is
也
the
就是
final
传说
duty
中
of the legendary
高塔
sage.
贤者最终的使命。
Oh, that's interesting. So that means the souls of the dead that are in the underworld, they're literally a part of her. That's why part of her is missing. Because I guess that makes sense. You can't really have a soul without a body. So she gives them that wisp. She gives them a piece of herself so they can keep existing.
死者不能如祈
The
祷
dead
般与
cannot
亲人
reunite
重
with their
聚，
loved ones by praying.
他们和他
The
们的世
world
界
along with them will
终究会
separate
逐
from
渐
Salt
远
Snow
离
Holy
岩雪
City
圣
in the
城。
end. Before then,
在
we
那
must
之
find a
前，
way to stop
我
this
们必须找到
separation.
阻止分裂的手段，将非人之物重新
To
引导
guide a
向神，
non-human back to
回应那
humans,
些
to
祈
answer
祷，
those
稳
prayers,
固
to
两个世
stabilize
界。
the two worlds.
对我来说，
To me,
我
I
只
just
需要
have to
做
do
到这
those
件事便
things.
好。
What I exist
这和我
as
究竟是
has no
何种
direct
存
relation
在
to those
并没有
duties.
直接的关联。
The stone sank deep into thought, as if trying to find some contradictions in the sage's words, but ultimately an emotionally driven power took over. She did not mention her suspicion.
请允许我再次表达，
Please allow me to say it again.
你真的是令
You
我欣
truly
慰的。
comfort me.
我不需要你的恭维，
I don't need
我
your
只需要你
respect.
的理
I
论
just
支
need
持
your。support.
那么，
Then allow me to
事先
give a
声明，
disclaimer. I will only
我
do
只
my
保证
best,
会
but
尽
I
我
will
所
not take
能，
responsibility for
但并
everything
不对
that
一切的结
happens.
果打包票哦。
这就足够了。
Let it be enough.
虽然不太想插手职权
Although I
范围
don't
外
want to
的工
interfere
作
with，things outside of my
但
job
身为
scope,
这个世
as
界
temporary
影视的
manager
管
of
理
this
者，
universe, I must say
我认为
something.
我有必要说一句：米斯特林，
Miss Down,
你
the
能够
data
加
that
以
you
分析的
analyze
数
you
据，
can analyze comes
将主
mainly
要
from the
来自于
time when
希尔
Cele
弗莱
Volare
分
comes
别进入
into
两
the
个
two
世界
worlds
炮之
separately.
后，从他们
Then you
身
can
上可
observe
能
what
观察到的
happens to the
现
two of
象。
them.
进一步说，
Specifically, you need to observe if there is anything we can learn
可以为我
about
们赋予
sustaining
非人生
non-human
命体
entities and
稳定两
stabilizing
个
the
世
two
界的工
worlds
作
from the
起到指
process
导
of their
作用。
reunion.
怎么了？你担心
Why
我
are
会
you
忘记 自
worried
己
that I'll
的作
forget
战
my
计
own
划吗？
plan,
普罗米修
Prometheus?
斯，
我只是以为你
I
没
just
有那
didn't
么
think
迟
you'd be
钝，
so dull that
至
you'd
少
at
能
least
在
be
我
able to
重复
notice
一
the
遍之
problem
后
before I
发
repeat
现其中的
myself.
问题。一旦两个希尔重
When the
逢，
two Celes
他
reunite,
们就会
they
成
will
为第
become
二
the
个
second
能
existence
够
to
游
be
走
able to
于两个
cross
世
between
界
the
的
two
存在。
worlds.
如此动摇世
You
界
should
的
know the
规
risk
则，
of changing a
我想
universe's
你们
rules
应该
like
了
that.
解其中的风险。
Furthermore, the
更
probability
何
of the two
况，
worlds existing as
这
the
两
way
个
they
世界
do
的概
now
率本
is
身
founded on an
就存在
inexplicable
某种难以
anomaly.
解释的异常。
你在指这个世界面临的风险，还
Hey,
是高塔
eventually we'll
贤
get
者
another
面临的风
Yai.
险？
I'm sure we'll get a Yai in Star Rail eventually. Do you mean the risk that this universe will face, or the risk that the sage will face?
你没有必要
You
让
don't
我
have
做
to give me
选择
multiple
题。
choice question. You
你
know
知
that
道
both
这两
cases
种
will
都
come
会发
true.
生。
自然，世界
Naturally,
面
I will
临
do
的
my
风
best to
险，
prevent the
我会
universe
尽力
from
去
its
避免。
risk. My powers alone
如果
aren't
到时
enough,
我的力
and I
量
may
不
also
足以
need
用于
your
牵
help.
制，或许也需要你们的帮助。无论如何，这是守护这个世界所必须
Regardless,
付
this
出
is
的
an
一部分
inevitable
风险，
risk that this
没有
universe
退
has to
让的余
take
地。
to itself. There's no room for discussion. I just mean Honkai Impact 3 eyes, then there is 4 eyes. There is previous era, current era, and there is 2 in the Bubble universe. The original and then the copy, which becomes Kasumi. That'd be 4. Oh boy, it's starting to storm out. If stream goes poof, you know why. I hope it doesn't. But it sounds like it's raining pretty heavy, and everything in my town is above ground. It's all wires going between poles, so let's hope. But
而我自身需要面
same
临的风
goes
险，
for the risk that I will
也是
need to
如此。
face.
你应该明白，
You should know that
一
what
旦
that
你失去了
means
高
for
塔
you
贤者的
once you
全
lose your
能，
authority as the
对你
sage.
来说将意味着什么？
重要的并不是我，
I am not
而是高
important,
塔
the
贤者。
sages. As long as
只要
someone
有
can
人能
inherit
够
this
继承这份
authority,
权
that's
能，
enough.
那便足够。
I feel like the people of the world would care about you even if you lost your powers as a sage.
而且，果真
And in
如
that
此，
case, a perfect sage
那
will be
将会
born,
诞生
one
出
who
完
can
美的
truly
高塔
maintain the
贤
two
者，
worlds for a long
真正
time,
能够长久的维
and
系两
guide
个
the
世
people
界，
to become
带领
stable
众人走向
existences.
安定的存在。其代价也不过是
The only price for this is,
用
in
你
your
们的
own
话来
words,
说，
that I have to
我
return to where I
将回
belong.
到自己本该回去的地方。还有比这更合理的安
This is
排
the
吗？
most reasonable arrangement.
瞧见了吗，普罗米
Won't you
修
look
斯
at？that, Prometheus? I
我留
didn't
在
stay
这
in
个
this
世
universe
界
just to sate my
并不只是为
curiosity.
了满足好奇心而已吧？请允许我不厌
Please
其
allow
烦
me to
地再
repeat
次
myself
重复。
politely. How can I not
能
feel
够见证
comforted
属
after
于一种
witnessing
生
such
痕的这一
potential
种
from
可
an
能，
abnormal stigma?
该如何叫我不感到欣慰呢？
所以，这一切都是高
So
塔贤
everything
者
is the
事先
sage's
安排好的
preparation
一
to
次
hand
全能
over
交
authority
接。
once and for all.
她在米斯特林的
With
配
Miss
合
Down's
下，
cooperation,
以
she's
自身为
sacrificing
代价，
herself so that we can
让我们
replace
成
her
为
as the
能够取
perfect
代她自
sage.
身的完全体高塔贤者。
就算是这样，也没道理
Even
强行把
so,
我们
there
绑
was
架
no
到这
need to
里来，
kidnap us here.
不会好好
Can't you
说
hold
话
a civil conversation? Well, I mean, they needed you two to be apart and desperately try to get back together to trigger this.
而且，就为了
And
拯
just
救
to
那些
save
鬼
those
儿火
wispy
一样的怪物。
monsters.
希儿，你在
Tyler,
死
have
后
you
世
seen
纪
the
见过
residents
那
in
里
the
的居民了
underworld?
吧？如果他们就是沿
If
血
they are
生成的居民
transformed
所
from the
变化
residents
的，
of Salt Snow
那么
Holy
我
City,
想，
then they
他
are
们应
likely
该
the
也和
same
我见
residents
过的
that
那
I
些
have
居民
seen.
一样，
They are
都是
sincere
虔
and
诚
kind.
善良的人。
要说起来，
Now
确
that
实
you
都是些
mention
老
it,
老实
they
实
are
的家
all
伙，
honest people.
一
Every
个个都
single
还
one of
念
them
叨
won't
着
stop
贤
talking
者大
about their
人、
great
贤者大人
sage.
的。现在我们也要
Are
成
we
为那
going
些
to
家伙
become
的
those
贤者
fellows
大人
great
了吗？
sage now?
能够帮到他们，
I think
我
it's
觉得
not
也不
bad if
错
we。can help them.
当
Of
然啦，
course, we must secure a
首
way to
先
get
我
home
们还是要
safely
确保能够
beforehand.
安全回家。
These two objectives are
不
not
过这
mutually
并不矛盾，
exclusive, right?
对吧？
Just like
就
what
像尤兰
Durandal
戴尔的经历
experienced.
一样。
Oh my gosh, is she thinking of doing what Durandal did? Anchoring the world within her soul? Huh.
那些家伙，
Those
真是
people are
会给人
real
添麻烦。
troublemakers.
罢了，有我和希儿在，
Never
要
mind,
给
with
鬼火们
Sele and
整
I
个人
around, how
形，
hard can
也
it
是手
be
到
to
擒
give
来的
those
事呢。
wisps of human form? Kind of agree with Veli's annoyance. Yeah, like I get it. But it's the kind of thing where, can you really get it to happen with the person knowing what you want to happen, right? Can you actually cause it to happen the same way?
你们真的这么认为吗？
You really think so?
你是刚
You
才
are
的
from just now.
高塔贤者的权
You've
能
forgotten what the sage's
究竟
authority
意味着
really
什么？
means.
难道你们忘记了吗？无法离开高塔。
You can't leave the tower
是
and
背
will
负着
always
未
shoulder
赢
the
的责任。
responsibility of consoling the souls.
还有，
And why
为
can't
何
she
他会
stop
逐
the
渐
two
无法
worlds
阻
from
止两个世
separating
界的
anymore?
分裂？
Isn't her
难
power
道他的力
weakening?
量不是在一点一点的变弱吗？你们真的打算接替
You
他，
really intend to
成为
replace
这
her
座高
as
塔的
food
二
for this
世吗？
tower?
退后，希儿，这
Step
次我
back,
一定要把
Sele.
他
I'll
送去
definitely
死
send her
人
to
的
the
世界。
underworld this time.
你们还是
If
不
you
愿
still
意
won't
接受
accept
现实。
reality.
无妨，
Doesn't matter, at this point it's better to
就
just
让你
let
们
you
听听
listen
吧。
for yourself.
这次
This time it's
可
my
是我
most
最
sincere
诚恳的
confession.
自白呢。
Last mission. Now, are they actually in the Sea of Quanta, or are they still dreaming?
希儿，
我没事，希儿。
Okay, Sele. Looks like that
看样子
person's interfering with the
那个人
space
又一次
related to
干
the
扰了与
sage
高塔
again.
贤者相关的空间。我想，
I
从
think that
贤者
person
开始
followed
展示
us
回
in
忆
when
的
the
时
sage
候，
began
那
showing
个
her
人就跟进
memories.
来了。
She appeared at every key
每到
moment
关
to
键
plant
时
her
刻，
opinions in
他
our
就会出
heads.
现，向我们灌输自己的观点。
能够像这样随心所欲的入侵意识空间，和那
Being
个在
able
我
to
面前
jack
假
into the
扮你
mind
的
space
人，
at will, she
想必
must
是
be the
同一
same
存
person
在。
that disguised as you.
我倒
I'd
是
like to
很想
see
看
what
看
will
他
happen
要
to
是
her
撞
if
见了
she
时间
runs
裂
into the
者
Hersher of
会有什么
sentience.
下场。
不过，我们还是不明白他究竟有什么目的。
But we still don't know what she's up to. Grey Serpent?
这个声音是
That voice
灰
is...
蛇，
Grey Serpent, yeah. We know Grey Serpent
难
was
道
here.
这是我们还在量子之海
Could
里的
this
时
have
候发
happened
生
when
的？
we were in the Sea of Quanta?
我们快去看看，希
Let's
儿。
go, Sele. You're not here.
一个来自异世
Shadow
界的
from
影
a
子，
foreign universe. I've
因
lost
为
a
漏
lot
算了
because
你
I
的
failed
存
to
在，
account for your
而
existence.
使我功亏一篑吗？
我也感到非常惊讶，不知名的先
I'm also
生，
very surprised, nameless sir.
没想到我能在
I
诞
didn't
生之
think
初
that I'll meet
遇到了
an
你这
entity
样的
like you
个
right
体。
after I'm born.
诞生之初，
Right after you're born. No, I didn't know.
我明白了。
Why
为
didn't
何
I
没
think
有
of it?
想到
The
呢？
birth of abnormal stigmata is likely accompanied by that woman's actions.
很可能 伴
Perhaps
随
it's
着
a vicious
一种
cycle.
圣痕的诞生。好不，或许根本就是互为因果。可
Very
是
curious.
我
There's
很
no
好
bad blood.
奇，
Why
你我
would you
毕
try
竟
to
无
harm?
冤无仇，你又何苦要加害于我呢？
你误会了，
You
这并没有
misunderstand
什么
me.
特别
There's
的
no
原
special
因，
reason for this.
只是因为量
Only
子之
because
海
the
里的空
space in the
间
Sea
并
of
不稳定
Quanta
而
isn't
已。
stable.
我的本能是存续，
My instinct is to
为了能够
survive,
获得稳
to
定
gain
的
a
空
stable
间，以
space,
及回
and to
归自己的
return to
原
where I
点，
came from.
我需要相对稳
I
定的
need
空间，
sufficient
以及
energy and
充
a
足的
space
能
more
量。
stable than this.
所以就不由分说，从我身上转换能量和
You
空间
took
嘛，
the energy and space
只
from
是
me
为了
without so much as
在量子
warning,
之海里
purely to
活下
survive
来。
in the Sea of Quanta. The
你
difference
想要的
between
东
what you
西
want
和
I
我
want.
又有什么区别？
是呀，我
Yes,
就
I
是
learned
从你
this
身
from
上
you.
学来的。你应该知道，
You should know
我
that
们
as a
圣痕
stigma
生命
life, my
在
core
诞生
instinct
之
from
初
birth
最
is to
主要的
learn.
本能就是学习。催化我诞生的
My
姐
sister
姐
who
让
enabled
我
my
觉醒
birth
了
had
存
awakened
续
my
的本能，
survival instinct,
而
and
你
you have awakened
则
my
让我觉
instinct to
醒了
take
掠
things
夺
from
的本能。
others.
从环境中
To
获取
obtain
资源，
resources from the
构建自己
environment to
的躯
create your own
体。
body.
千
Humans have
万
been
年
doing
来
this for，
人
millions
类
of
也是这么
years.
做
No,
的，不对吗？
not quite the same.
是吗？
It's so.
那还
And I
真是
suppose I
谢
should
谢
thank
你，
you for having a chat.
愿意陪我聊天啊。
如何？在那
How
边
are
的
the
两位
two
需要，
Seles there doing?
到此为止，
Now you
才算是
understand the
真正
entire
解释了全
situation,
部的来龙
right?
去脉，对吧？那还真是谢谢你。
Well then, thank you so
为我们
much
家
for
演这么一
presenting
出肥
us
皂
with
剧
this
啊！
soap opera.
那个灰蛇的结局
Although that gray
虽然也是
serpent
自
got
作
what he
自受，
deserved.
但我还是觉得
But I think that
和
compared
他
to
那
his
种直白的恶
blatant
徒相比，
malice, you're
你这
strangely
莫
more
名其妙的家
intolerable than
伙
him.
更叫我难以忍受。
Mm.
我还以为
I thought that the two
如
of you
实
would
展现我的
understand
动
if I
机，
showed you my
你们就
motive
能够理解
truthfully.
了。理解。
Understand?
当你们从这个梦境中平安醒来
When you
的时
woke up
候，
safely from
高
this
塔贤
dream,
者
the
的全
sage's
能
authority
也
will be
将完
completely
全转移
passed
到
to
你
you.
们身上。我始终认为
I still don't
那不
believe
是
that
最
it's
好
the
的办
best
法，
solution for any of us.
对我们任何一方来说。我明白，你不同意我们继承高塔贤
I
者
know
的
you
全
don't
能，
agree that we should
因为你
inherit the
并不相
sage's
信我们能够
authority,
承担这份
because
责
you
任
don't
背后
trust
的
that we
代
can
价。
pay the price for such a responsibility.
但正如刚才我们所说过
But
的，
as we said before, we have
我们
prepared
彼此
ourselves.
都已经做好了觉悟。
而这份觉悟也
No
绝不会输给
determination
你
won't
这个
lose
家
the
伙。
likes of you.
相信或者觉悟
Trust
并
and
不重要，
determination are not important.
我只是单
I
纯
merely
觉
think
得
that
你
between
们
you
继承
inheriting
贤
the
者
sage's
全能
authority
和我吸收那个仿生
and
人
me
的能
absorbing
量，
that
这
artificial
两
life
件事
energy,
似乎也并
there's
无
no
区别。
difference.
不过，
But
你
from
们刚
another
才的演
perspective,
说，
what the
从另
both
一
of
个
you
角度
just
上
said has
也
indeed
的
wavered
确
my
让我的
heart a
内心
little.
深处产生了一点动摇。也正因为那一
And
瞬的
because of
动
this
摇，
instance of
我想到了
wavering,
一
I
个
thought
办
of an
法，
idea.
一个从
An
你们
idea
身
that
上
we
学
can
来的
learn
办
from
法。
you.
而反过来，
In contrast, I also
我
wish
也
to
想
see
看
if
一
both
看
your hearts will
你们
also
的心
waver
灵
like mine.
是否也会和我一样发生动摇。直面死亡需要足
One
够
must
的
be
觉悟，
sufficiently aware when
有
facing
时
death.
那只能在切身的危机面
Sometimes
前
that
才
only
能显
becomes
现。
apparent in the face of immediate crisis.
之前借用圣城中的怪物，
I used
我在
monsters in
记
the
忆
Holy
中
City
给
to
予了
give
你们
your
小小的
memory a
考
small
验。
test.
而现在，
Now I know
我
what
已经
rattles
知
you,
晓你们
sailor.
会因何而动摇。拜托了，另一个我真拿你没办法。
Oh, come.
这家伙的动作快得不正常，
Moving pretty fast.
是
She's
要
using
忘记了
dreamland
权限
powers
作
to
弊了吗？
cheat.
可如果这样下去，我们
This
在
keeps
贤者的记忆
going.
里长时
Keep
间战
fighting
斗
in the，sage's
两个
memory
世
could
界
be a
或许
huge
都
threat
会
to
陷入
both
危险。
worlds.
拥抱你的力量吧，不能拖太长时间。
We can't put it
得
off
想
too
个
much
办
longer.
法。
We need to think of something.
喂，什么？
Why?
他慢下来了。
Slowing down. This is our
现
chance.
在
Okay.
和我一起战斗吧。是是是。
Her health just suddenly jumped down.
姐姐，
Yeah.
希儿。嗨，
Hi.
米斯特林，
Come.
把我们困了这么久。
Finally remembered to end this dream after trapping us in for so long.
抱歉了，
I'm sorry, but I had to
不过
defend
我
the
可得帮
sage's
贤者大人
innocence.
澄清一下，我们早就发现
I
了
already
额外的
noticed
一
another
种伤
abnormal
痕，
stigma, but we need to
只是
make a
要
lot of
想加以针
preparations
对
to，target
也
it.
必然需要做许
Thanks
多
to
准
the
备。
sage that we managed to capture that
最后
cheeky
能逮住
fellow.
这个调皮的家伙，也多亏了贤者大人的帮助。
嗯，
Oh,
当
of
然，
course, you guys
帮
contributed in
忙制造
creating an
破绽的你
opportunity
们
too.
也功不可没哦。
I don't think that's the end of the sister of the other stigma. Yeah, that's not menacing at all. I'm assuming this is going to be basically the same as Sele, and these two are going to fuse.
你和他们的看法一样吗，姐
Do you
姐？
agree with their perspective, sister?
我只是希望
I only wish that
我
we
们
can
都能继
continue
续
to
存
live.
在。抱歉，
Sorry, but I
但我
cannot
不
let you
能
do
再
as you
放任
wish
你为
anymore.
所欲为。接下来我
We
们必
must
须完
stabilize
成
the
稳
two
定两个
worlds
世
and
界
your
的
selfish
行动，
behavior.
而你的自私行为会破坏世界的规则。
Violates this universe's rules.
我
Before her twin abnormal stigma could finish, the sage used the last of her powers. After that, the light from the two non-human entities disappeared simultaneously.
终于被消灭了。
Finally
别
exterminated.
动不动就用那么
Don't
危险
use
的
such
词嘛。
dangerous words recklessly. That
那
child
孩
merely
子只是
returned to
暂
where
时
she
回
should
到
go
了
for
自己该
now,
回去的
right?
地方，对吧？
你们把它回收进了圣痕空间，是吗？
You sent her back to the stigma space, right?
所以，
So before
在
all
这之
this, you
前
guys already
你们
knew
就
of
已
her
经清楚
existence
它
and
的存在和
origin.
由来了。它到底
Who
是
is
谁？
she?
我称之为异种圣痕零
I
一
call her
1号。
abnormal stigma
它诞生
0015.
自异种圣
He
痕
was
零
born
一
from
4
abnormal
号
stigma
也就是你
0014,
们
who
所
is the
熟知
sage you
的
guys are so
高塔
familiar
贤
with.
者。准确的说，
Accurately
我
speaking,
将
I
希尔
caused
你
some
们
changes
引入
when I
量子
lured
之
you
海
two
时
into
所
the
产
Sea of
生的波
Quanta,
动，
and as the
作为一个
finale
漫
of a
长
long
过程的最终
process
节点，
hastened her birth.
催生出了它的存在。牺牲自己维持
The
世界
sage
的
who
高塔贤
sacrifices
者，
herself to sustain
他
this
身上被
universe,
压制的
her
求生本
survival
能
instinct
逐渐剥
that
落，
had been suppressed
进而
gradually
反过来
faded,
阻止这一切
and。so she came to stop all this.
这只是
Only
我目
my
前的推
assumption,
测
but，it should be rather
但应当
accurate.
与事实偏差不大。
诞生自异种圣痕的异种圣痕，怎么西伯利亚的人都这么喜欢套娃？
An abnormal stigma that created another abnormal stigma. The Siberians like Matryoshka dolls. For people who don't get it, Miss Steln is from Siberia. She's from Russia. It's where she was born.
哎呀，
And I guess
我的
technically
信
so
用
is Seele as far as
似
we
乎
know.
还没有差到这个地步吧？
I don't think I deserve so much
我
distrust.
无法准确陈述你们的
I
定
cannot fully
义，
grasp your definition of
但
us,
我
but I
确
can
实
feel
能
that
感
she
受
shares
到
my source of
他与我
origin.
同源。
所以他才会叫你姐姐。
That's why she calls you sister.
之前也就罢了，你们
Past
明
is
知
in
道
the
有这种危
past,
险
but
分
you
子
know
存
that she's
在，还
dangerous,
放任
yet
他
you
的
still
残
allowed
许
her to
动
do as she wished in the tower. I
这
didn't
件
know
事我
about
也不
this
知情
either.
呢。
I didn't think she would appear
我本
here.
以为他不会出现在这个关头。不过，
But in
事后
hindsight,
想来，
this is probably
这应
another
该是贤
insurance
者
for
大
the
人的另一
sage.
重保险
Suppose
措
it's
施吧？
because I'm difficult to trust.
谁让我的信用真的不太好呢？
事关整个世界的规则，
When it comes to this
我必须
universe's
确认
rules,
你
I
的
must
判断中
confirm
没有
that your
混入杂
judgment is
质，
not clouded by other factors.
所以我让他负
So I
责了一
once gave
次
her the
对
responsibility
希尔
to
弗勒爱的另类
analyze Sele
践行，
Valore in another way.
只是没想到
But
他
I
会更
didn't think
进
that
一
she'll
步
go so far as to attack
攻
your
击你
body
们的
and
肉
mind.
体和精神。
那么，他
And
当
what she
时还
told
有
us
之后
at
告诉我
and
们的，
after that
也都
time
是
was
真的
true.
吗？成为高塔贤者，
Sage must always
就
remain
需要
inside
勇
the
士留
tower
在
and
塔
endlessly
中，
console the
进行无休
souls.
止的慰灵这一点，还有每次
And
引
every
渡
time
灵
you
魂
guide the
都会
souls, you
丧失
lose
一
a
部
part
分
of your
力量，
powers until
最
you are
终被蚕
ultimately
食殆尽
consumed.
这一点，
These are all
他们都是
facts.
真的吗？
对于不完整的贤者来
For
说，
an imperfect sage,
这
those
些缺
flaws are
陷确实
true.
存在。如你们所见，
As you can see, the sage is
贤者
very
大
weak
人现
now,
在之所
not
以
only
会如此
because she
虚
had
弱，
exhausted herself in the
除
two
了在
battles
刚
just
才那
now
两
and
场战
transferred
斗
her
中的消
powers.
耗，以及
Her
力量
daily
的转移之
consolation
外，
has taken away
平日
a
里的
huge
慰
portion
灵
of her
也
stigma
带走了他
powers.
大部分的圣痕力量。毕竟，
After
照亮
all, the
死后
moon
世界
rocks
的
that
预言
illuminate the underworld
本来就
require
补充
stigma
自圣
power.
痕的力量呀。
你刚才说不完整的贤者，
You talked about an imperfect sage just now. What about a perfect sage then?
准确来说，
Actually,
不
I
能确
can't
定。
confirm this either, as
因
nobody
为
has
谁
ever
也没有
seen the
见
real
过真正
sage.
的高塔贤者嘛。
Perhaps you'll have more freedom than her,
也许
or
你们
maybe
会
you'll
比他
remain
更自
trapped here
由，
for the two worlds to
也
continue
许你们还
existing.
是要为了两个世界的存续而被禁锢在高塔中。不过，从积极的角度
From a
想，
more optimistic
这之
point
间的
of
区
view,
别
the
应该
difference
就像
between
羽
the
化
two
前
should
后
be
的绿者
similar
一
to a
样吧。
Hersher before and after metamorphosis.
这样啊，
I see.
我明白了。
I understand.
虽然我只是一个外来
I'm
者，
only an outsider. Looking
但
at
在
the
目前
situation
的状
now,
况
I'll
下，
gladly
我
accept the
很乐意
sage's
接受高塔贤
inheritance.
者的传承。当然，
Of course,
这并
this
不是
doesn't mean
说
that I'm
我准备把
prepared to
希尔和
confine
自己
both
禁锢
Sele
在
and
高
myself
塔
in
里。
this tower.
我们还
We
有需
still
要
have
回
somewhere
去
we
的
need
地
to
方，
return to,
也
and my
还有在等待
companions
或寻
who
找
are
我们的
waiting and
同伴。
searching for us.
但，就像在我们的世界中，
But
幽兰戴
just
尔
like in
曾经
our
实现的
universe,
那样，
Durandal managed to do
我
it
相
too.
信我们也一
I
定能找
believe
到一个两
that
全
we
其
can also
美、
find a solution that
不
achieves the best
皆
of
大
both
欢喜的手
worlds.
段。
No, the best result for everyone.
为此，我
For
甘
that,
愿
I'm
先
willing
成
to
为高
become the
塔贤
sage
者，
first, to accept the
接受
crown
贤
and
者的冠
shackles of
冕
a
与枷锁。
sage.
你也是这样想的吧，希
Taylor,
尔？
you think so too,
正
right?
因为我们已经
We've
考虑
already
到了
thought
这一
so
步，
far. We
我
weren't
们的内
shaken by
心
that
才确实没有被那个人引诱
0015.
动。
你选择的地方
The place you
就是
choose to
我
be
选
is
择的
where I
地方。
choose to be.
等到我们回去的时
When
候，
we get back, we
就可
can
以向
brag to
弗罗
Bronya
涅
and the
他们好好的
rest.
吹牛了呢。
I see. The first time the emotionless sage showed a sincere smile on her face.
那真是
That's
太
great.
好了。我代表这个
On
世
behalf
界
of this universe,
感
I
谢
thank
你
you.
们。
Is 14 really gonna pass? I kinda like the character design and all the lore behind it. I was kinda hoping she'd somehow stay around.
从这一刻起，
This moment forth, the
你
two
们
of
就
you
是
are the
新
new
的高塔
sage.
贤者。
They changed the name when she said that.
接下来
Now then,
就交给
I'll
你
leave the
们了。
rest to you. The fog dissipated, and light shone on the land again. To light the eternal fire for this universe, the transfer of her authority proceeded silently. For some time, others also began to rush to the top of the tower.
所以，原来的高塔贤者是在耗尽力量后
So the
消失
original
了
sage
吗
had exhausted her powers and disappeared. Oh my,
真
don't
是
forget
的
that I'm still here.
别忘了这里
You
还有
save
我
her.
呀。虽然属于她的力
Although she
量已
barely
经
has any
所剩无
powers
几，
left, but I can sustain her
但我还
existence
是
by
能
sending
通
her
过
back
将她
to the
收进
stigma
圣痕空
space.
间的方式，保有她的存在。当然，
Or she won't have the
短时
energy to
间
greet
内
everyone in the
她是没力
foreseeable
气出来和
future.
大家打招呼啦。
贤者大人的
Never
交
thought that I'd
替，
witness a phenomenal moment
没
like
想到我还
this.
能有幸亲
The
眼见证这种
replacement of
世
the
界
great
级的大
sage.
事啊！直到刚才神使们回到镇上，大家才渐渐冷静下来。要是现在把这个消息传出去，那肯定又得炸
Everyone
开
only
锅了。
calmed down when the oracles returned to town just now. I'm sure it'll cause a commotion if we spread this news out.
喂，你可别
Hey,
管
keep
住
this
嘴
to
巴呀！
yourself,
你
Vita.
不会不会，
Of course,
再
even
怎么
I can
说
understand
我
the
也能
weight
分
of
得
the
清轻重
situation.
嘛。之前安抚居民们的时
I
候，
helped with
我不
calming
也
the
帮上了
residents
不少
down
忙吗？
previously, right?
准确来说，
More accurately, outside the areas that the oracles and I were responsible for, we took on about 3% of the work. Fucking Prometheus. Calling her out.
毕竟我只是个凡人，
Just a normal
比不
human
过机
after
械和
all.
神使也情有
No
可
way
原
I'll be on
呀。
par with the machine or the oracles.
但不管怎么说，身为
Regardless,
这场
as
混
someone
乱
who
中的有功之
contributed
臣
during this
让我
chaos,
看一
I
眼
should
新
be
上任
allowed
的
to
贤
meet
者
the new
小姐
Miss
总
Sage,
是可以
right?
的吧？我很好奇她现在
So
究竟有
curious
什
about
么
how
变化
things
呢
will？change now.
的确，在
You're
亲
right.
眼见到希儿以
Before I
前，
met Sele,
对
I
米
can
斯
only
特林的
believe
战
half
后
of what
总
Miss
结，
Stone said
我
after the
最多也
fight.
只能相信50%。
I understand. Then
我知道了。
please come this way.
那
Is she
就
gonna be?
请各
Is
位
she
往
gonna
这
be in the
边
new
走。
outfit, or is it still gonna be the same old Sele? The group walked down the corridor to the place where the previous sage used to console souls.
是
Oh
希
no,
儿，
same her. Not yet. Maybe later in the chapter. Ah, it's Sele.
他正在练
She's
习使用
practicing the
贤者之
ability
力
to
整合
integrate
祈祷，
prayers and
替
control
使
the
神使
oracles
呢。
with the sage's powers.
另一个希儿回到
The
了他
other
体内
Sele。go back into her body.
不，他回到沙铁国度，
No,
和石
she
之力
returned
者
to the
他们会
country of
合了
Iron。Sand to meet up with the Hersher of
那里现在的
Sentience.
情况
Probably more
大概
chaotic
比岩
there
雪
than
圣
here
城
in
还要
Salt
混
Snow
乱得多
Holy
吧。
City.
不过那孩子
But
还
that
是很
child
温
is
柔能
gentle and
干的，
competent. I'm
想
sure
必
she'll
很
resolve
快
the
就能把
problem
问题都解
quickly.
决掉吧。
I love that Mistel knows Veliona better than Veliona knows herself.
温柔吗？
Gentle?
怎么了，苏珊娜？
Wrong,
为什么
Susanna.
一脸
What's the
困惑的
troubled
表情？
expression?
不，
I
我
was
只
just
是在想，
wondering if you were
他刚
really
才
talking
形容
about
的
the
那
other
个人
Sele.
真的是另一位希儿吗？
看人
Can't
可不
judge a
能只
book
看
by
表
its
象哦。
cover. Image of the souls begging Sele to hit them? Oh my gosh.
就像石宇绮罗小姐，你
Just
不
like
也
Miss
因为外
Shigure
表
Akira,
以及与
didn't you
这外
develop
表
quite
又
a
有
few
反差的性
misunderstandings
格，
about me
而对
because
我
of my
产生了
appearance
不
and
少误解
contrasting
吗？
personality? Oh, Sele struggling. This is...
各位，等一下，
No, wait.
贤者大
Great
人，
Sage, no, something's wrong with Miss Sele.
希儿小姐的样子好像有点不对劲。
希儿小姐，
Miss Sele,
贤者的力量不正常，
something is wrong with the Sage's power.
怎么会这样？
How can this be? As Sele whimpered, a red glowing screen popped up next to Prometheus.
世界崩溃的警报。
Doomsday warning.
不
Oh,
会
it
吧？
can't be. Is it already
说么会又
starting?
开始了？不是说只要整合了高
You
塔
say
贤
this
者
sort
的
of
力
thing
量，
won't
就不会
happen
出
as
现
long
这
as
种
she
事
can
情了
integrate
吗
the Sage's power.
但是怎么？
But why? Looking at Sele, it doesn't look
希
like
尔
this
的
power
样
is
子，
helping us at
这股
all.
力量好像不是在帮助我们呀。米斯特林，
Uh-huh.
这也是你
It's
的计
also
划
part
吗
of？your plan. Kira immediately questioned the narrator of the story. When she forcefully looked towards Miss Down, there was unconcealable embarrassment painted on her face. This
这
is
还真
quite...
是。虽然不太想用这种
I
方
don't
式
wish to
最终
prove
击
my
败
innocence in this way, but as
不
you
过
can
如你所
see, not
见，
only Sele is
受
affected.
到异常状态影响的，似乎不只有希尔。
Has Miss Stone been to the underworld? Did she fuck up and become a third sage? She's transferred people out of the world, but I don't know about to the underworld.
曾经过度接近这个世界核心规则的人，好像都会被波及到。
It seems that those who approach the core rule of this world are all
的
affected.
确，我们正在遭受某种力量的反噬。
Indeed, a power has turned against us. Furthermore...
喂喂，听得见吗？
Hey, hey, can you hear me? Sailor,
时之律者，发生什
a
么
rush of
事了？
sentience, what happened?
希尔她还好
Sailor,
吗
is she alright?
谈不上还好，不过
Can't say she is, but
我还能撑住。
I can still do this. Rush of sentience, don't interfere.
瞧，就
Look
这
at
样
that, even though she's suppressed
虽
by
然
some
被
sort
某
of
种力量
power,
压制
she's
住
very
了，但意
conscious.
识还挺清醒。问题是，不仅他出问题了，石头博士和那些鬼魂的状态也都突然变得很差。
She's not the only one facing problems. The condition of Professor Ock and those souls suddenly got
不是
worse.
说可能是那个
Professor
什么
said
贤
maybe
者
some
的
of
力量出
Sage's
了
power
问
went
题。
wrong.
你
Do
没
you
有
have
头
any
绪
idea
吗？
about that?
的确，
Yes, something
高
is
塔
wrong
贤
with
者
the
的力量
Sage's
出了问
power.
题。
No, rather than a problem with the power.
与其说是
It's
力
more
量出
accurate
了
to say
问
that the
题，
power isn't
不
working.
如说是力量没有起到效果。这种力量
This power seems to
似
be
乎被世
constrained
界
by
的
the
规则
world's
所束
rules.
缚，
Has become
变
everyone's
成了大家的
liability.
累赘。
你的意思是，
You mean... It's an
这倒真
oversight
是
on
我的
my
疏
part.
忽。不过，
But it can
它
explain
的
our
确可以解
situation.
释现在我们的处境。
所以你
I
们
don't
到底在
understand
说什么
anything you
啊？
two say. Are we getting to our cliffhanger?
就是说，替换高塔贤者
We're saying that replacing the
这个方
sage
案
will not solve the
并不
crisis
能
the
解
two
决两
worlds
个世界
face.
面临的危机。世界依然在崩溃，
The world is still collapsing,
而我们
and we are fated to be caught up in
也将
this.
注定卷入其中。
Any cutscene at that? Nope. There's our cliffhanger. So what they didn't work. Oh, hey, I get the stigma from last chapter now. Woo! Who's that in that picture? Huh. I wonder who that is. There's part one, and thankfully it jumped out, though I think I probably ran out of stamina, and that's probably why it jumped out. And I see there's more stuff that I have to level and work on, so I'm gonna have to work on this more eventually. But no, I think that'll be cliffhanger for now. I know part 2 is supposed to be a bit shorter, but that just encourages me to do part 2 and part 3 together. I think that's a good end. It's a cliffhanger, but it's not too big of a cliffhanger. And it has me intrigued. I am also starting to get a little hungry, and I'm also overheating. Again, my family went on vacation, but my brother's still here. I think he turned off the AC. He likes being in the basement, so he's probably thinking it's too cold down there. Turn the AC off. I need it up here. But, it's interesting. So, my initial guess was wrong with the spoiler. Because again, at the beginning of the chapter, it shoved in my face that they were going to transfer the authority. I thought they were talking about Sele's authority. Nope, they're talking about the Sage's authority to Sele. I figured it out before it happened, but... Interesting that the other stigma was trying to mess with them purely out of survival, which makes sense. But I don't think that's the end of them. I'm assuming that those two are gonna come back. But I wonder what's getting in the way then. I wonder what's causing the issues in this world. And I'm still wondering what role Vita's gonna play. There's no way in hell Vita exists and there isn't something special going on with her. Right? Like, there's no way. There's just something about that character. And the fact that she's so free-spirited and stuff, I've been wondering if she could have been the original Sage. That she was the original and she ran away from her post and a replacement came. That's probably wrong, let's face it. That's probably wrong, but still wondering. But, huh. Yeah, that's part of why I don't want to do 2 right now. I'm gonna wait until probably Monday. We'll see. Monday or Tuesday, I will stream probably part 2 and part 3. We'll see how that goes and what time I start streaming. Because again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, generally I raid. So I will do that, and then I'll find something to do between finishing the story and having to raid. I'll probably just stream the whole time. But yeah, no, I'm probably gonna wait. I don't know if I'll do it Monday, because I know Monday's part 3 comes out. And I know some of you like to do the chapter before me, so that you can see it. And that way, if you miss stuff, it doesn't ruin it for you. So I'll probably do it Tuesday. We'll see what I do Monday. But yeah, I'm hoping to do a lot more streaming. But before I end, and oh, you know what? There's nothing on it yet. But let me go grab a link. Let me fix the command, because I did... Why is it? Oh, it only shows so many. God dang it. Stupid Nightbot. But people have been asking about it, and I was thinking about it anyway. So I did end up making a second YouTube channel. Let me... And let me get music going, because now it is silent. But I did make a VODs channel. It is empty right now. Ah, that's not working. Okay, let me add the @ I know they changed how YouTube works. They probably want the @ on those. Let me fix the links. That should work. There we go. But yeah, there's no videos on it yet. I have uploaded a few videos. It's the VODs from 2 weeks ago. But I'll start doing that. I'm probably going to make a little introductory edited video for the channel, just explaining the purpose of the channel, and then pin that at the top of the channel, and it's just going to be VODs. I'm going to post all VODs from Twitch from now on onto that channel, completely unedited, just uploading them all up there. And they will all be sorted into playlists based on what games I played. So if you only care about certain games, you can go straight to the playlist and look for that. But that'll have all my stuff. I'll have my raids up there as well. I'll be putting everything I can up to that channel. So if you miss a stream, it'll be saved from now on. That should also help me save space on my computer if I don't have to record every single stream. So, if you want to see full VODs in case you miss it, or if you want to request older ones, you can subscribe to that channel. And feel free to message me, ask me what old stuff, like if you want to see some of the old Honkai chapters, I'm planning to upload those regardless. But if there's specific ones you want to see sooner, just let me know, and I can work on starting to upload those. But I'll have as much of it up there as I can. And yeah, I'll try to keep doing smaller videos for the main channel. I'll try to get back to editing shorts for TikTok. I hate editing. I really, really hate editing. I need to come up with a simpler format that I don't mind doing to make videos, because I really do hate editing. I might just do some videos of just, if I want to talk about a subject, I'll just record my voice talking about something, and I'll just throw random-ass footage behind it. So many channels do it. Why not? But yeah, hopefully I can start getting stuff going, and people who want to see stuff, it'll be up there. But yeah, other than that, before I go find someone to raid, the chat is also my socials, my Twitter and my Discord, where I announce my streams, hang out, chat with people. I'd love to see some more people there. I will probably be on my Discord server in a short amount of time after finishing. I gotta go make dinner. I gotta figure something out for food. Might do some more leftovers or something. But I'll figure that out. And then I'll probably be in there within an hour. So if you want to see me maybe play some Star Rail, I still have to do Simulated Universe for the week. Maybe I'll do some other stuff. Last night I was up late playing games and I never did do my Tower Fantasy dailies, so I gotta do Tower Fantasy more. I'd rather do it sooner rather than later. So I'll probably do some of that too. We'll see. But yeah, if you want to hang out, where I'll be. But let's see who else is streaming and what all they're up to. I'm probably not raiding, even if any of my friends are doing Honkai Impact. It looks like 1 or 2 people are that I know. But I am kind of terrified of accidentally raiding someone that's doing or has done part 2 and I get spoiled. So I'm gonna avoid that for now. Let's see, who all is streaming? That's a restream. No, this is someone I haven't raided in a while. This is someone I originally found them playing Arknights. It looks like they're doing Genshin right now. Their things said that they were doing Genius Invocation, then Abyss, and then they're going to do IS3 stuff in Arknights. I will be dodging the hell out of that then, because I don't want to spoil. I might do IS3 from Arknights, for people here who like Arknights. I might be doing Arknights IS3 on Monday for the first time. I haven't tried it, I haven't started it. As far as I know, it's like alternate universe, focusing around the Seaborn and stuff like that, and that is my favorite part of Arknights lore. So, hell the fuck yes. I want to experience that myself, story and all. But, going to raid Shilu. They're, again, doing Genshin stuff. It looks like they're crafting right now, so I don't know what they're going to be doing next. They play the game Chinese, so it might be a little hard to read some of the stuff on the screen. But yeah, again, if you guys want to see me do part 2 of the story, part 2 and part 3, it'll be on Tuesday. I'm going to do both of them on Tuesday, sometime in the middle of the day. And then we'll find something else to do, and I have raid that night, re-clears in 14. But, let's see. As usual, you guys don't have to follow, you don't have to talk in his chat if you don't want to, but I appreciate you coming along for the raid, spread the hype. I'm excited to get a few new faces in there. If you'd like to do a raid message and you have my emotes, you can use the fox with a heart, my love emote. Otherwise, you can just rock. That's what I do. In chat is my raid message. But, other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys. And I'll see you guys next time. Ah.